Birmingham has trusted since 1954. They can help out. They are awaiting your call right
Imagine you're Carson Beck and you've thrown 4 interceptions this past week. The one thing you want to do is make your receivers harder to see, right? Put them in camo. That's what Miami's doing this weekend.
Not working for Tua. He can't see his.
They're honoring the military this weekend, but that is Miami, not Army, playing football this week.
Yeah, there's a better way to honor the military, maybe. I mean, this looks like, when we're at the floor, Bama, every year, this looks almost exactly what Army bust out.
You mean the United States Military Academy,
yes.
the one they wear?
Yes.
I mean, I love, if you listen to the show, we all love honoring our troops and our United States veterans. It's the reason we are what we are, but this is a bad uniform.
Terrible uniform.
That just doesn't look like Miami. It's a fine uniform. We told you back in the summer that Oregon, at one point, was having they were encouraging their fans to wear tie-dye to the stadium. We told you it'd be the Wisconsin game. That's coming up this weekend. Wear tie-dye. Is a Grateful Dead night, and this is the uniform they will wear. It's sort of the Grateful Dead tie-dye pattern on the numbers there, so not a bad look.
What did you say the current number on this is?
35-ish.
Yeah, I think, and I'm not exaggerating, Oregon could play this game naked, and I think they could still win by 28 plus.
Naked. That would make Duck, Duck, Goose a really weird game. But, yes, I see what you're saying. That's a Grateful Dead duck, by the way. Grateful Dead duck, if you didn't notice the bill on that, on the Grateful Dead logo on the shoulder.
Again, I appreciate what Oregon has created, but some of this stuff is just out of whack.
I tell you,
I like the tie-dye.
As far as Oregon uniforms go, I don't hate this one.
Yeah. And that Grateful Dead duck will sell like a bazillion of those T-shirts.
So they a whole collection on Nike with Air Maxes and apparel. So if anybody likes the Oregon Grateful Dead duck, you can get it on everything.
Serious question. You can possess heroin legally in the state of Oregon. There's dispensaries everywhere. Do you think there's a dispensary like right by Autzen where you can
That's a great question.
pick up your edibles right before you roll in?
Do not know the answer to that.
I assume so because they do well just being near a college campus.
Yeah.
31 is your point spread there. Oregon favored 31 playing for the Dead.
Final question of the day. As we're about to go through some more hiring cycles, think of this as in win streaks, losing streaks. And I want you to think of this as a losing streak. You with me so far?
Okay.
Which SEC team since 2000 has the longest losing streak of hiring bad coaches in a row? I've thought of a couple. Now, Alabama early on, before they hired Saban in 2007, was probably leading the way, right?
Probably they had a bunch in a row. And see, you've got to, I know you hate us doing this, but you got to grade this on a scale too. Like it's easy to say State or Kentucky, but,
Dan Mullen was a really, really good hire.
That's true. That's a good point.
I think Stoops, where he is right now is not good, but where he was really good.
I have 2 contenders, maybe 3.
In the SEC?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now they've had some good coaches sort of planted in the middle, but I think Florida's on a streak of bad coaches. I think Florida wins.
So since Spurrier,
since Urban.
If you do since 2010, I think Florida.
Next Round gear all in one place. NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the next round anywhere with NextRound.store.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown,
Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Oh, we'll talk college football all show long today. Our headlines coming up. We'll give you our pick three. You can be a part of the pick three, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings and Breakline. If you go right there to our website, nextroundlive.com, nextroundlive.com. Brooks is doing a fantastic job on the website. He's got you ready to go with all the picks right there at nextroundlive.com. Go play it all the way up to until kickoff on Saturday, 11 a.m. It should be a ton of fun right there all weekend long. Don't have to play every week. Just go 3-0 one week. You're in the drawing at the end of the year for the big prize. LTD and B get going today. Hey, we've got listeners all over the place. And as Brownie always tells you, and he makes a big deal to tell you all the time how much we love the U.S. military here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, say it again, Brownie, how you always say it.
I say the United States is the greatest nation in the universe, no question about it. And the reason we are is the United States veteran and the active duty military. Without them, we are nothing as a nation.
A big shout out to Mick, who is retired U.S. Air Force, listens to us down in Florida. That's him on the right. That's his wonderful daughter, Kaylee, on the left. Today is Mick's birthday.
How about that?
A big shout out. Kaylee wanted to say, listen, I don't know what the hell you guys do, but my dad's listening to you guys all the time. And I've contacted you here. Would you just say happy birthday to my dad? He's 58. My God, you look like you're 45. The Air Force was good to you. Kaylee's a great daughter, and happy birthday, Mick. Thank you for your service. Thanks for listening to us. Apparently a lot more than Kaylee wants you to down in the great state of Florida. Thanks for being along for the ride with us on a Football Friday.
Are they Bama fans?
They are Bama fans.
2 shirts.
Down in Florida.
No black hoodie yet.
No black hoodie. Well, it's in Florida. A little warm for the hoodie.
It's an old picture. But happy birthday, Mick. Go get them, attack the day, and roll damn Tide. All right, we get going, and we'll start with Auburn here in a second. But first, let's clear up the SEC officiating stuff, first reported by YellowHammer News, after I remind you that it is Classic Weekend here in the great city of Birmingham. So many people in town ready for the Magic City Classic, Amazon's Magic City Classic, presented by Coca-Cola, back again tomorrow, Legion Field. It'll be alive with the Alabama A&M Alabama State game, the biggest HBCU rivalry in the country. It's a week full of parties. The parade is tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. downtown. Tailgating starts at around 10. Absolute energy all weekend long. Don't miss the bands, the tailgates, and the unforgettable atmosphere. Be there for the Amazon Magic City Classic presented by Coca-Cola. It's Saturday. Get your tickets right now at all your ticket outlets for the Magic City Classic tomorrow, and still some tickets available. So if you thought to yourself, man, I forgot to get my Classic tickets, nope, you can still get them in time for tomorrow, Legion Field, the Magic City Classic. All right, so YellowHammer News breaks the story, and they're out in front of, listen, I got 5 or 6 guys that I follow in college football, and, you know, the Marcellos, the Thamels, the Josh Pates of the world, and they were slow in getting, they were cautious in getting to this story that YellowHammer News first reported, but confirmed now by multiple sources that Ken Williamson, a guy who's been refereeing SEC football games for 17 years, 41 years as an official, but 17 years in the SEC, 21 years on the FBS level, has been suspended. The length of the suspension can't be confirmed by multiple outlets, but it goes back to the Georgia-Auburn game where, according to, this is from The Athletic, there were 9 calls that were miscalled according to the review. Now, it should be noted that the SEC reviews every game. They grade every game. And in this game, 9 of them were deemed to be the wrong call. Now, you think to yourself, 9 of them are all against Auburn, right? That's the storyline in this.
Yeah, probably no.
That is not the case.
Yeah.
According to The Athletic, who spoke to people in the know, 5 of the calls went in Georgia's favor, 4-winning Auburn's
Or if
favor.
you're going to miss, at least miss evenly, right? I mean,
Right,
that
right.
balances
I mean,
out.
that is somewhat of a positive.
yeah, I mean, at least we missed on both sides.
Yeah, so 9 plays that were miscalled, 5 in Georgia, 4 in Auburn's favor. That according to The Athletic. The play at the, as we talked about all week long, the play at the goal line, Jackson Arnold touchdown or fumble, was not part of the ones that they say was a missed call or not. That was, called on the field, reviewed, and the review can't be, they couldn't change the call on the field. They didn't have enough evidence, so they stuck with the call on the field. So that wasn't one of the 9 that they were saying miscalled, just like we had said. But he wasn't with his crew last weekend either.
That's right.
Ken Williamson.
And keep in mind, he did not do a game last weekend, and it was the first time in SEC history you had 8 SEC games on a given Saturday. So if you're not going to use him on the busiest Saturday you've ever had.
Yeah, I've got where his crew was, though. His crew was calling games last week. 6 of them were at the Texas A&M Arkansas game. One of the guys got shipped to the Mississippi State-Florida game. And then Ken was the only person of his crew that was not working last weekend.
Yeah.
So according to the reports, we shouldn't expect him to work this weekend either. We don't know how long. I think, did YellowHammer News sort of hint permanently suspended?
YellowHammer said permanently suspended, but I think it was the Mark Schleybaugh-Pete Thamel report last night said he had already informed the SEC he was retiring at the end. He intended to retire at the end of the year.
Well, I mean, the ESPN reported this morning it is the remainder of the season.
Yeah.
And if you figure if it's the remainder of the season
And
with
he's
that
gonna
news
retire,
already,
yeah.
then we've probably seen the last of him. But I mean, if you're missing on 9, there was 136 total plays, 7%.
Is that bad?
I mean, I think that's 1 out of 9, 1 out of 10 plays.
So you're calling a bad penalty 1 out of 10 plays. So you would say that's bad.
I would say that's awful.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I don't know what the acceptable rate is.
Are we saying these are all calls, or are we saying there
could be
no
no
calls?
Well,
They
either
could
way,
be,
though.
yeah.
Either way, you're missing something you should have called.
But anytime we talk about a well-officiated game, we don't talk about the officials at all.
Right.
And if you have one bad call, that can overtake the whole narrative of the game. But when you're talking about 9 and for them not to identify the goal line play, I mean, even if you believe
you still think the goal line play is an absolute that
I think the absolute is if it was a fumble, it's a touchdown for Georgia.
That's right. Yeah. Now
that's the absolute.
But
that I pin on the crew. That's not on replay. That's on the crew.
But you can't reverse a whistle.
Yeah.
You can't reverse a whistle.
Yeah, but the SEC knows if a whistle was really blown.
Yeah.
Or if that was the excuse we used to Kirby Smart when we went back to the sideline telling him he ain't getting his points.
But Brown, when you're on the field, you don't have the overhead, right? That we get on television.
Yeah.
So if I'm one of the line judges, which by the way, Ken Williams not making this call, as you know. If we want to throw Ken Williamson under the bus, he's not making that call. That's the 2 guys on the line who did work last weekend, by the way.
But you're the head coach.
Right? You are. Yeah, he is the guy that gets
That's
it together, and when they get to
You're
review.
I'm saying, the review is done in Birmingham. That's a collaborative review. They overturn anything they want to overturn there, so they can't sit there and say Ken Williamson got it wrong because they have that choice to make.
Bigger story on there.
Yeah, I'm just saying that they're the ones that have to.
I just thought it was a complete embarrassment because it did look like he broke the plane, but once it wasn't, they never talked about a whistle on the broadcast.
I would tell you that Georgia fans or non-Auburn fans would say, well, the ball was moving before it touched it. It's a bang-bang call. I thought it was a touchdown, but it's a bang-bang call.
But you ruled it a touchdown, so it's got to be 100% it wasn't for you to overturn it.
Yeah. Well, you ruled it not a touchdown. You ruled it a fumble.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you ruled it a fumble, so it had to be 100% not overturned. Yeah,
That's right.
But I'm just saying.
What was 100%, in my opinion, was it was a clean recovery.
Right.
And he took it to the house.
Took it to the house, and the SEC knows whether or not.
And again,
I
had Auburn plus points, so I didn't want it to happen.
And the SEC knows whether or not a whistle was actually blown.
But again, in that pile where he's diving in, you don't know as a line judge coming in that the ball's out.
Oh, you don't.
Right.
But there's 2 referees behind the play.
Don't blow the whistle.
And by the way, the guy that picked the ball up and ran it back for a touchdown almost collided with a referee.
Yep.
On his way. Go back and watch the play. The referee has to get out of the guy's way because he's picked the ball up and is running with it.
Yep.
And he ignores the
So
guy.
are you guys ever going to let this play go? No, I'm kidding. Ken Williamson, that's not one of the ones that of the reasons why he's suspended. Back to the story.
Yeah, second half of that play might have been where they missed the fumble return for the touchdown. Again, this is too. But here's another thing I'll say. Ken Williamson's the head coach, so he's got to pay the price for his crew, right? Well, John McDade is the head coach of SEC officiating. And at some point, I think Greg Sankey's got to take a long, deep look. Is SEC officiating to the point you want it to be?
Yeah.
And I
personally, I don't know
what's
his name.
answer to that.
What's his name?
John McDade. Is that?
I don't know John McDade.
I don't either.
And what is the answer if it's not up to standard?
Well, then you fire him and you start over at that.
But I knew Steve Shaw.
Yeah.
And I know Steve Shaw, I guess. And it does feel like that. There's a reason why Steve Shaw is now national head of officials.
Well, he was really good at what he did.
Because the SEC, I thought, was the house on the hill back in the day when it comes to officiating.
Well, the nation thought that because they made him or the NCAA did because they made him the director of officiating.
I would say that, and I think the guy that preceded Steve was also a former head of officiating in the SEC. What was his name?
Rogers Redding.
Rogers Redding.
Yeah, I think you're right. And he did SEC games.
Yeah.
But I mean, any director of anything brings a philosophy, right? I mean, if you change presidents of the United States, they've got a different philosophy. If you change the CEO of a company, they've got a different philosophy. So this John McDade cat, I mean, he could have a philosophy that's not working. I don't know that. I'm just saying when you have to fire a referee or suspend him for the rest of the year, at some point you've got to look at the guy at the top and say, is it a philosophy of his that has changed this? Is he not tough enough on these guys? You know, why do we have a guy that was so bad in one game we got to tell him never come back?
This is so odd, though. The last time I remember official being suspended for a year, I think it was the Oklahoma-Oregon game. I don't remember if it was Pac-12 or Big 8 at that point.
Pac-12 officiating crew, From a Friday night game? Was that a Friday night game?
No, it was a Saturday game.
It was an onside kick, right? That was the big play, I think. And
I think the guy even had post-trauma after
we had
all
death
the
threats, right?
Yeah. I know he had death threats, but I think maybe some bad stuff happened. I don't remember. But that was 20 years ago.
Yeah. Ken Williamson, as Brown says, retiring. He's in the Tampa area. And he will not be back with the SEC, according to the reports. Hats off to the YellowHammer News, who first reported this and has gotten, so far, everything correct in that story there. Ken Williamson is a guy that has officiated in the 2019 college football semifinal game. Ohio State fans went back and found plays they didn't like in that. It was on social media.
That's what we do
Which
now.
game was that?
It was Ohio State and Clemson.
Okay.
And then 2021, the SEC championship game, where, wait for it, Georgia fans have gone back and found plays they have not liked in that game.
Of course.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So, well, I talked to a Georgia fan the other night after this happened, and he was like, I thought the game was officiated perfectly, to be honest with you. I was like,
the timeout by Kirby is a damning thing.
That's the most egregious part.
That is the most egregious, and that is 100% on Ken Williamson.
Yeah, you're the head official.
I told you, I don't care what your linesman said. I would have walked over and said, okay, Kirby, which one do you want?
Yeah.
Do you want the delay a game or do you want the timeout?
We've stopped the game now, so you're getting one of these two.
That's your choices at this point.
That's right.
And that's what Ken should have done.
100%.
He could have been suspended just on that.
I would tell you, he still got his job today if not for that, because nobody, really nationally, very few people talked about the fumble overturn. Right. The thing that was the national story is a head coach running down the sidelines, signaling for a timeout, and then not being charged a timeout because he said he didn't call a timeout.
Yeah, because there are, missed calls, even breaking the plane.
Yeah.
Week in, week out. But I can't remember the last time we saw a sitting head coach do that and it not be something not happen.
And really, that play had no impact on the game, to be honest with you. Yeah. It's just the image of a coach being able to argue his way out of a timeout.
Well, I think it was the whole sequence.
Yeah, I agree.
But help me back on after the non-touchdown call fumble that Georgia got it, and they drove down the field. It felt like there were 2 or 3 replays in that drive.
Oh,
right?
That drive took 30 minutes. Yeah.
But did the call, were they upheld on the field every time?
Yeah,
I can't remember, but the crowd wasn't happy any step of the way.
No,
I remember that.
No.
All right, so Ken Williamson, not your problem anymore. It is a problem for I'll give you my opening joke that I came up with on the spot here in just a second. as we transition to Auburn's offense. Brought to you by our friends at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys.
Shannara.com, Shannara.com. That is where you go when you are in need of an attorney, and Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys will take care of you. In fact, you never pay a dime, not one single dime, unless they win your case. And buddy, do they win cases. They've recovered more than $2 billion for their clients, and they've done that by maintaining some core values that Alexander has. He's Birmingham born, Birmingham bred. He's a Birmingham native, Southern guy just like you, and he was raised with some core values. Integrity, mastery, passion, and success. Those 4 core values have led him to create one of the great firms in the entire world, really. You can see more, Shannara.com, Shannara.com.
Hey, and if you have a small to mid-sized business right here in Alabama, maybe Georgia, East Tennessee, or the Carolinas, you're looking for that CFO service designed for businesses that need expertise, call our friend Rod Smallwood at Fractional Financial. Rod and his team provide expertise in cash management, budgets, projections, accounting, payroll, and annual reports. Fractional Financial does it all, not your typical contract CFO service. Fractional Financial works with clients face-to-face so they can make informed, data-driven decisions to get their businesses to that next level. Contact Rod and that great staff today. 704-614-2083. That's 704-614-2083 or online, fractionalfinancial.net.
Give me Forrester's microphone. I want his reaction to my joke last night. So I've got a ballroom down in American Village of about 750 people at my speaking engagement. I'm emceeing the Shelby County Hall of Fame induction, year 2 of that.
Sports Hall of Fame or just overall?
Just overall Hall of Fame. In fact, there were no sports figures. People that just
sports year 5 years ago.
That just I'm kidding. I mean, these guys.
It's like
laid the foundation.
Titans of business.
Yeah, some of them farming and things like that.
All right.
So, coming from a cocktail hour that ended up being a cocktail 90 minutes, making your way in the ballroom, we're going to start the ceremonies, and people are still talking and chatting up, not making to their seats yet. So I need to get them to their seats. So I'm like, hey, if you can get to your seats, we'll start the program. This is not an official part of the program, but what's been more productive over the last 22 days, the national government or Auburn's offense?
Oh. Did you get a laugh?
I got a lot of laughs.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, after a few laughs, I got, what'd you just do, Forster? Oh.
So you got the groans.
Had a few groans at the end. I thought it was a pretty good on-the-spot line.
Yeah, but I mean, Shelby County is majority Alabama. A lot of script A rolling around there.
Yeah, there were a lot of roll tides there. But the Auburn offense on the road at Arkansas, we'll jump knee-deep into this one right now as Auburn's looking for a win. We just talked bad officiating, but let's talk about what's wrong with Auburn's offense. Is it Hugh Freeze? Is it the schemes? Is it the play calling? He gets asked after practice yesterday, is he considering giving up play calling? Here's Hugh Freeze.
This is more of an after-the-season question, but your offense is something you would consider maybe going back and getting a coordinator or turning it over to somebody else? So do you think there are advantages to being a CEO coach?
Yeah, I think everything's, up to evaluate. For sure. When I look at the schematics of what we're doing, they're good stuff. And it's just getting the details right as coaches better and demanding that they're done, properly in everything that we carry or don't carry it if it's not going to be done properly. And then obviously it's on the kids to execute it too at a high level. So, I don't see that the schematics. I mean, you look at like the first halves, man, gosh, those are some good numbers you're putting up. But hadn't been consistent enough. And so I think you have to evaluate all of that at the end of the season.
Well, again, anytime you're losing games, everything's under a microscope. And I had Auburn fans who saw that from our social media yesterday that Scott and Brooks put out. And their response is, how 34 games in are you still having to talk about this?
Well, and 34 games in, it's one thing when you're asking Sark about it, the guy that was in the college football playoff last year, guy that played for the SEC championship.
And he's shown he can do it.
Yeah. And then you ask Hugh about it, and in your third year where you have started 3 consecutive years 0-4 in conference, you have the worst scoring offense in conference. They are averaging less than 14 points per game in conference.
And to Lance's point, Jim, like if Steve Sarkisian is asked about this, if Josh Heupel is asked about this, these guys have had success, and you can be like, it's a one-down year. I get it. But when you've never had any offensive success and 34 games in or whatever the number is, you're still answering a question that way and you're losing, everybody's going to say how are you still having to deal with this? How are you still having to deal, it's a good plan, we're just not executing. We just got to demand more out of the players and stuff like that.
Look, and I think you got a big enough sample size, obviously, but like if it doesn't pop this week to an Arkansas defense, 121st nationally, giving up almost 33 points per game, if you can't score on this defense, you can't score.
Yeah, I was on with our friend Bo Mattingly and Chuck Barrett, the voice of the Hogs, this morning on my way in. Trust me, I can tell from listening to them, the Arkansas fans are just as dejected about their team as the Auburn fans.
I mean, they've lost 6 consecutive SEC games. Bobby Petrino takes it over. The results hadn't changed.
Yeah. In fact, Jim.
Well, they did score 42 points.
Well, yeah.
A lot of some 15 points in mop-up time.
I'm just talking about they're still losing.
Yeah, the ultimate results hasn't been changed. But Bo brought this up. Bo, 2 of 13 in their last 15 one-possession games. And I said, I don't have Auburn's 15 game number in front of me, but boy, I bet it's close to 2 and 13.
But, it's got to be frustrating if you're an Arkansas fan, and you guys know I respect Bobby Petrino as a head coach. But Taylen Green leading the nation in total offense, and you've lost 6 consecutive SEC games?
I mean, if a defender could just fall in front of a runner at some point, you would like to think you could win.
Taylen last week, 256 through the air, 85 rushing, 5 total touchdowns. In a loss for Taylen Green.
They're going to beat somebody.
Yeah. They're going to beat somebody.
I don't know about that. I don't know if you guys got this game figured out. I don't.
I got a feel on it, but these two teams are almost impossible to figure out. I mean,
more in our way too early headlines coming up later in the show.
Jimmy went to Fayetteville.
And we will get to more college football in our pick 3, including a scary game for Alabama on the road to South Carolina. Why is it scary? Because the other team's not ranked.
And it's
well,
that's the Kalen DeBoer kryptonite.
Yeah, no, it really is. But in our 4 downs, I have got the ultimate teaser that's going to make you salivate. It's going to make all our listeners salivate. They're going to want every piece of this 3-team teaser they can get.
Well, I mean, sometimes we bury 4 downs. You want to do it right here?
We can.
Let's do 4 downs here. Right. Before we get to 4 downs, the show being brought to you by our friends at Bojangles. Tell us about Bojangles.
Bow time for you, Jimmy.
Wake up,
Bojangles. It's bow time for you. Those hand-breaded chicken tenders, the great sides, are perfect for your high school football tailgate tonight, your college football tailgate tomorrow, or those college football watch parties if you're just hanging around the house. Bojangles will take care of that for you. Pelham's got that brand new store. There are stores all over Central and North Alabama, and you can make it bow time for you. And don't forget, tomorrow morning, get that football Saturday started right with that pork chop griller. It is back for a limited time at Bojangles. So go enjoy that and make it bow time for you.
And our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, 4 downs today. But remember, when it comes to staying ahead of the chains in your health and life, early detection literally saves your life. Prostate health to kidney stones and everything in between. Urology Centers of Alabama, 205-930-0920, 930-0920, urologycentersalabama.com. For 70 years, the best urological care in the area, in my opinion, and they've expanded to those 16 locations to help you with the best urologist in town. So go check it out. And make an appointment today, 205-930-0920, urologycentersalabama.com.
First down.
Which undefeated is in more trouble this weekend on the road? Would you go BYU and Ames taking on Iowa State, or A&M and Tiger Stadium taking on LSU?
It's BYU in Ames against Iowa State. Browns
don't have the point spread on yet, but
early pick 3 for Brown.
Pick 3. I like LSU to win this game outright.
Iowa State was my whacked out line. I think rested Iowa State. BYU got to come down to earth in the Holy War. Pretty quick turnaround for them. Tough place for BYU to be. I like Iowa State.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that's going to be a great game. Bear Bachmeier has been playing lights out, though, the true freshman quarterback for Kalani Sitake.
He's going up against your man crush, though, Rocco Becht.
I do like Rocco Becht.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of really good Big 12 quarterbacks, but I'll say this about Brian Kelly. As much average, situations, moments LSU has had over him going into, year 4.5 now, or 3.5, he's still 20-1 at home at night in Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, they get a lot of home night games, by the way.
I got in my car.
That's an impressive record.
It is.
Monday morning, I crank my car. I'm driving, and on my screen, one of my calendar notifications pops up, and all it says from Monday is Jim's Rocco Becht reaction.
Yep.
Now, it also says in the notes 9:26. So whatever you said that I was supposed to remind you of on October 20th, the day you said it at 9:26.
After the Colorado game is what I said.
After the Colorado game, we're going to circle back on Rocco Beck.
Yeah.
What are you reacting to?
Just how much y'all loved Rocco Beck in the offseason. And Rocco Beck is coming off maybe his worst performance of the year against Colorado.
Yeah, I still like Rocco Beck.
Off week, bounce back for Rocco Beck. They beat BYU.
Okay, Rocco Beck is 7th in the Big 12 in passing. So I assume you felt like he was going to be right there in passing.
7th in Big 12 in passing.
I'm a lot of good quarterbacks.
I was supposed to do it Monday, but we finally got around to your
the comment, if you guys, and I know the chat room remembers this, was, and I promise you this is what it was, and it looks silly now, Rocco Beck would 100% start in Tuscaloosa.
You did say that, Lance. You did say that. Now, looking back on it now, though,
I mean,
Ty Simpson's a better quarterback.
He's a proven all Big 12 quarterback.
He might have started, but you would say now Ty Simpson is by far and away the better.
I'm sure somebody on this panel said that Arch Manning was going to win the Heisman Trophy.
Probably so. I picked Texas to win the national championship. Yes.
I'm just saying that's what got it to that point.
Okay.
We make predictions all summer long. I still think you're right more than you're wrong.
But there was a track record with Rocco Beck. We had seen nothing with Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. Both of these can be right. Rocco Beck may have started at Alabama. Ty Simpson, definitely the better of the two QBs.
Second down.
More playoff implications in the SEC this weekend. Missouri at Vanderbilt or Ole Miss at Oklahoma?
Ole Miss at Oklahoma. Because I think it's Oklahoma's only path. If Oklahoma loses this, with that loss to Texas already, their schedule is far too difficult for them to recover. And on the other side, if Ole Miss wins this, it's impossible to see them not finding their way to the end of the season with 2 losses. Does that guarantee you in the playoffs? No. But I really like Ole Miss's odds if they win this one.
I would say just because the helmets, Ole Miss, Oklahoma. But Missouri Vandy's a playoff elimination game as well. I mean, it is. Because there's a path for both of those teams to get there if they win this game. Ole Miss, Oklahoma feels like a playoff game, though. Missouri Vandy doesn't, and I think it's because of the brand. So I'll go Ole Miss, Oklahoma.
I think I would actually go Missouri and Vanderbilt. I really believe the winner is in.
The winner is in?
Oh, yeah, I think the winner's in.
Okay, Vandy still plays Tennessee.
Yep.
Who else does Vandy still play? I mean,
about it. I think they play Auburn.
Yeah. I mean, Auburn.
They do play Auburn.
Auburn could be Vandy.
Yeah.
Third down.
Kentucky could beat them.
I mean, yeah.
Drake, 39 years old today. If I ask you at the
wow, he's only 39.
Yeah.
He's been doing it a while.
Drake or Josh Allen?
Better career?
Yeah.
I'm going to go eventually. It's Drake now, so Josh would have to do it. He'd have to win at least one, if not 2 Super Bowls.
He's got to start by getting to one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the industry standard is there are 3 artists that you don't drop a record when they drop it. It's Taylor Swift, it's Adele, and it's Drake.
Oh, I would kick Beyonce in there.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard that. That's kind of the 3s they've always thrown in there.
Yeah. I would go Taylor Swift, Beyonce, and I guess Drake. I'm gonna go Drake. I mean,
I would go Drake too.
To Brown's point, Josh has got to win at least one, maybe 2, and he's got to get to one first.
Yeah, I haven't even gotten there yet. And then, when you looked at it this year, you're like, wow, there's his year to get there. And now that you've watched them, I know prisoners of the moment here, these last 2 games, they have not looked like an AFC champion team.
I feel like the NFC is better than the AFC right now.
It is.
Yeah.
Fourth down.
Degree of difficulty to get to a Super Bowl is going to be harder to navigate through the NFC this year. It is.
Okay, no, I don't disagree with you on that, yeah.
Okay, so here is a teaser that's going to cover every window. The 11 o'clock window, the 2:30 window, and the primetime window.
Okay.
And when you guys hear it, a 3-team teaser for people that aren't familiar, you get 10 points per side.
All right.
For just 3 teams.
For 3 teams. And my question to you guys is, after I hand you this super teaser, which one of these 3 is going to lose? Because one of them has to lose. Virginia at North Carolina. You can get Virginia -1.5.
At North Carolina. Yeah. I mean, North Carolina seems like they aren't even playing football anymore, and Virginia's been
lights out.
The surprise of the ACC, and I'm catching a point now.
No, you're -1.5.
I'm -1.5.
First, you got to win the game.
All right. Yeah, I'll take that.
It's in Chapel Hill.
That's not going to matter.
Great defensive mind in Belichick.
Yeah.
Eventually, they got to do something right.
I don't know.
Okay, what's next?
Chapel. I mean, how many people do you imagine are at that game? You say it's in Chapel
20,000.
Hill. 20,000, maybe.
Yeah. Next, I have got Alabama in Columbia. Alabama minus 1.5 against South Carolina.
So
Scary
easy.
game.
It's not a scary game. It's not a scary game. Alabama they're going to.
I know you say this.
No. Last time I said this, it was the Florida State loss.
Yeah.
Wait, you haven't said any of this 4 run they've been on?
Well, those are ranked versus ranked.
Those aren't
obviously scary. Those aren't
yes.
scary games. That's ranked versus ranked. Anybody's game. I said the Florida State game was a scary game. This is a scary game. Lenore Sellers is on the other side.
So you don't feel good about Alabama minus 1.5?
I don't feel good about Alabama minus 11.5.
Well, I know that. Yeah. I get that. But just to win the game?
I'm worried about them.
Do you feel really good about South Carolina plus 21.5?
Well, no. I mean, Alabama could kill them.
Move on. Okay.
But my point being is that I'm not confident Alabama 100% wins the game.
Okay, and finally, Tennessee in Lexington plus 1.5.
Yes.
Plus 1.5.
I'm catching points.
They've won
Tennessee.
37 of 40 in this series. They're coming off a loss, and you're catching 1.5.
Yes.
That's
Give me all this I can get.
That's the easiest one for me. That one I love. Virginia would be next, and then the Alabama one.
I mean, does that not seem like let me take it to Forrester back there. Forrester, if you see this, is there any way you can lose this 3-team tease?
There's a way.
Which one worries you the most? Alabama?
Yeah, Bama.
Yeah,
but how good would you feel about this?
See, Forrester
I feel
knows.
pretty solid.
Yeah.
Forrester knows. He knows what's happening.
It's Alabama.
Well, I think that's just Forrester's hate.
It's Alabama.
It's not.
He just wants to see them go down.
What is South Carolina going to do on this Alabama?
I don't know. I thought that was an incredible tease.
I agree with you.
I should have known you would have scoffed at it.
Well,
no, because you included
teams.
Alabama.
Tell me you don't want. Would Indiana minus 16 not excite you more than?
No, because what I try to do, if I ever play 3-team tees, I try to find teams that it's hard to envision them losing, so I try to get around that 10 number.
What about Auburn plus 12.5?
I would not feel good about that.
Wow. Okay.
And I would probably feel better about Auburn plus 12.5 than Arkansas minus 8.5.
Okay, after the break, can I tell you why this South Carolina game is not scary for Alabama? Can I play the opposite end of you here?
Can you make it part of the pick 3?
Okay. Is that the next segment?
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, usually next segment when we don't have Todd Fuhrman, when we've moved our show.
Furman's at 10, though.
We're at our normal time today,
right.
so Fuhrman comes up in hour number 2. The show being brought to you by our friends at Odie's, LT, where you know it's chilly weather.
Oh, look, yeah. Chili is out. The grilled cheese on the side, absolutely fantastic. You can get that for lunch or dinner. And get ready for some live music tonight at Odie's Tavern, the original location in Crestline, newest location in Edgewood. Fantastic food at both. And, of course, the patios. Sit out there, enjoy this fall weather with the ice-cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light, the Odie's famous cup cocktails. Stop in, see Will Haver and that great staff. Birmingham Institution is Odie's Tavern.
Texas plus 3 on the road at Mississippi
State.
Excuse me. Yeah, Texas plus 3. I can get points with Texas at Mississippi State in the
State
teaser.
laying points to Texas? You kidding me? How easy is that?
Wow, chills.
You want a bank that plays on your team? It is Central State Bank, your hometown bank. They serve Central Alabama, of course, Shelby County, Tallapoosa County, and many others.
LSU plus 12.5.
Whether you're chasing dreams or building your business, Central State Bank has the tools, the team, and the personal touch to help you win. More than 100 years of trusted service, large enough to serve you, small enough to know you, rooted in community, driven by relationships. Central State Bank, member FDIC. I am told in my ear the pick 3 is next.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at Scott Forrester TV.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Catch up on all today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place, nextround.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt, you can look your best by shopping with us at nextround.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with nextround.store. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation, 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you, 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Is that Jason standing by right now, Tyler? Okay, let's. It's been a roll of the dice past month on phones, so we'll give it a shot here on the phone calls today. Brought to you by our friends at Brakeline.
BrakelineOptics.com. BrakelineOptics.com. If you would like to look like you know what's going on, man, when you're at a college football game or a high school game, tailgating out on the lake, out on the rivers. By the pool, BrakelineOptics.com. They make great-looking sunglasses, and you can save right now with code TNR20. 20% on your order, TNR20, at BrakelineOptics.com. They are unbreakable. We have proven that by taking these lenses out behind our building and just pounding them into the asphalt behind our building in the parking lot. We could not break them. You will not be able to either. These things are built to last. BrakelineOptics.com. BrakelineOptics.com. Code TNR20 to save 20% at Brakeline Optics.
All right, let's try Jason. Jason, how you doing, man?
Doing good. How about y'all?
Wonderful.
Man,
Thank
the
you.
Phones.
Yeah.
The phones work.
You're a winner, Jason. You're a winner today.
Yeah. I tried calling the other day, and it was just like,
you know.
the number you've called, blah, 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 you know. But, yeah.
I don't want to get too deep in the weeds, but I could explain that too if you wanted me to. But anyway, it was actually not our fault.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, I'm just glad it wasn't y'all's fault.
Yeah. Hey,
is LT started on that Bud Light yet?
I have not, Jason. I will kick it off in about an hour, 21 minutes and change, but who's counting?
Yeah, there you go. I wanted to talk about Hugh real quick. Has anything else been said? Because I hadn't heard, but has has anything else been brought up about his cancer situation?
I have not heard him mention it recently. Scott listens to way more Hugh Freeze than he should, and more than us. Scott, has he addressed that in any of the news conferences? Has he been asked about it or anything?
No, I have not heard anything health related out of Hugh in quite a while.
Yeah.
I will tell you, he's from my sources, he is still undergoing treatments, and there are, how can I say this? There are times that he may not look as refreshed or in shape as you think he should look. That is the result of medication, from what I've been told.
Now, is it fair to say that maybe one of the reasons that he's still got his job is because of that?
mean, I do think
not
it is.
at all.
Oh,
how can you say that so definitively?
Do you think he still has his job because he has cancer?
Yeah, I mean, I do think.
I don't think that's the reason why.
You don't think an AD would handle that situation differently? If their sitting head coach has cancer,
I do think you handle it a little more delicately.
You have to.
I do think you handle it different, but I don't think that's why he still has his job right now. No.
Well, the reason I ask that is because, like, I can't speak for Coach Freeze, but for my experience with having cancer, if you're not in the right mindset, it will send you down a spiral. It will set you into a spiral for sure. And I'm not making that an excuse for the season we're having, and all that. I think he's got to do better, of course, but I'm just throwing stuff at the wall. I really don't know what's going on.
I mean, Jason, I've had two really close friends. One that's passed away from cancer, and one that is in remission right now. And they both said that the chemo was they can't overstate how bad it is. And obviously, you're a survivor, and congratulations on that. But I mean, imagine the pressure of this job, having to deal with that. That's a lot.
Yeah, and then the stress of everything he's going through, that cannot help it. I mean, I do.
Right.
I do have sympathy for you, and that's terrible. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do too, and I feel terrible for him, and with everything going. But yeah, man, I did my radiation. Thank the Lord, I didn't have to do chemo a few years back. I actually called y'all. I don't expect you to remember.
No, I do remember
100%.
I did not know this was you, but I remember the call quite well. It meant a lot to us. Yeah.
Yeah, I just went and had my I do a checkup every 6 months, and a few weeks ago I had my other 6-month checkup, and everything's still good. Praise the Lord on that, and so yeah, we're still good. We're still pumping. The Lord woke me up this morning. And give y'all a shout.
Every 6 months, call us back, and we will shotgun a beer to congratulate your health.
All right, thank you, Jason.
All right, Jason, appreciate you.
Thank y'all.
Hey,
the show being brought to you by our friends at Johnston RV Center, johnstonrvcenter.com. Browning.
I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur is where you find Johnston RV Center, and right now you find great deals there because they are getting rid of everything that's on the lot there to make room for the 26. So you can score big on the remaining 2025, as low as $179 a month. Some as low as $139 a month with approved credit. Just amazing deals. Those fifth wheels priced to move as well. And everything that is new or qualifying pre-owned comes with a warranty from RV Warranty Forever to make sure you are covered lifetime. That's at Johnston RV Center, I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur, and always online, johnstonrvcenter.com, johnstonrvcenter.com.
Pick three, it's time for the pick three. 3 for you and 3 for me, that equals a pick three. Say goodbye to your family, it's time for the pick three. Only time that I'm happy is when it's time for pick three.
Football season in full effect. We've got our pick 3 right here. Buffalo Wild Wings, they've got their pick 6, $19.99 at Buffalo Wild Wings. The ultimate meal for 2 entrees, 2 sides, 2 drinks. Pick between boneless wings, any of their 26 sauces and seasonings, spicy sauced or grilled crispy chicken dippers, hand-smashed double-stacked all-American cheeseburgers with sides of fries, tots, and potato wedges. Pick 6 meal for 2 at participating Buffalo Wild Wings locations where they will have all the games all weekend long. Stop in and see our fine folks at Buffalo Wild Wings.
And our friends at Breakline there, nextroundlive.com. Nextroundlive.com is where you go to play. It's the only place you can play all the way up until 11 a.m. Central Time on Saturday. Saturday games only. And it's always a lot of fun. If you haven't played yet this year, or if you haven't gone 3-0 yet this year, that's no problem. There's a live look at the website right now from Forrester. You go there, you make your plays. You see them right there. 3-0 gets you a ball in the bucket. More balls in the bucket, better chance. If you got 2 3-0s like I do, or 3 or 4 or 5, better chance to win at the end. But you only need 1 3-0, so you only have to play really 1 week. And you win that one, you're in there. So that's all right there at nextroundlive.com. Current standings right now. Forrester still leading the way. Am I right about that, Scott?
I am.
Picking machine, this guy.
Forrester 14-10, leading the way in the upset alert, too. So he's having a great year. LT with a big week. Was it 3-0 for you last week?
It was 3-0, yes.
So ball in the bucket for LT last week. I am 2 balls in the bucket, also 2 0-3s. So I go 3-0, then I go 0-3. So that gets you what, Brownie? 12 and 12.
That's going to be 500, Jimmy.
12 and 12.
It's going to get you fired.
Brooks is 11-13. Brownie is down at 9-15 because the Brown Bandit can't make it to work 2 days a week.
No, but I have identified a trend in college football. I'm 2-0 on that trend, and I'm playing it again this week.
Okay. You're going to give us the trend?
I will give you the trend.
Do you have the numbers yet that you want to play?
If you'll give me a second, I can.
Okay,
I can do this segment. You want me to do this segment?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and knock mine out real quick. My play right now, I'm going to go with Oklahoma at home minus the 5.5 against Ole Miss. I'm going to ride defense and what the fourth quarter looked like for Trinidad Chambliss. In fact, I probably think we see 2 Ole Miss quarterbacks at some point in Norman.
Well, if you do, it is bad news for Ole Miss.
I'm going to ride Utah State plus the 3.5 as they travel to play New Mexico this weekend. Usually, if I am off the radar, out of the Power 5, usually I like that game a lot. USF, I'm going to ride with them at Memphis minus 5.5. Layman play there because Memphis lost to UAB, but I think USF is that good with Byram Brown. I think they're a whole team. I like Oklahoma, Utah State, and USF Brownie.
I've got this first game as a pick. I don't know where you've seen it, Lance, but I like the LSU Tigers to win it outright, so a pick's just fine with me. I was catching points at some time this week, but right now we got this as a pick, so I'm going to play it.
Yeah, I mean, is that where you're seeing it? Because I'm seeing 2.5.
Okay, I'm going to take that at 2.5 then. I've got LSU plus the 2.5 at home.
Well, we got our website.
I do, but which one? Yeah. It's got it at plus 0.5, which I really don't see that very often. I'm going to play Lance's line. I like his much better, plus 2.5. I'll get it in the break, Jim. We're not playing for a cash prize here.
Technically.
Me and you aren't. Oklahoma, I like them straight up over Ole Miss as well. They are favored, obviously, in this game. I'm going to try to get a updated line on that one, too.
That's 5.5.
5.5?
Yeah.
I like Oklahoma minus 5.5. And then 2 straight weeks now. I've played team that. Dang.
Wow.
Well, it's 5 football seasons.
Literally falling apart.
We've had these a long time. 5 football seasons.
That's probably not a good omen, though.
Yeah, maybe. Really, that's very representative of my pick 3.
I literally paid $3.99 each for these.
Yeah. So, we've got our money's worth on these.
We have gotten our money's worth on these.
I mean, Brownsman's at a marker every day.
Yeah.
Colorado State, 2 straight weeks now. I've played a team that has fired their coach. Going back to Arkansas. Covered at Tennessee.
What color is that?
It's orange.
It's like Florida A&M.
It's green. That's their colors. They're green and orange.
They're green and gold. Sometimes they wear orange.
They wear orange. Yeah.
In a throwback uniform.
Yeah, in a throwback uniform. This is throwback Colorado State. Fire a coach, play well the next game. UAB did it. Won outright in my pick 3. Colorado State. I've got this one. They're plus 3 at Wyoming. I don't need them. They went straight up.
Plus 3.5 is the way we play them here in this game.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
LSU, Oklahoma, Colorado State.
Yeah, that's part of the pick 3 there. Brought to you by our friends at Buffalo Wild Wings. Also, Lance's Lock brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill as we jump into the games, including Alabama's game where Brandy's going to tell us it's a no-sweat contest. Tell us about Hemp Hill.
Yeah, so Lance's Lock last night, I don't know what's going on with the NBA. So over the last 18 months, the only league, and maybe there's a correlation here, the only league we have a sub-500 record in is the NBA. We have started off the 2025 season 0-4, and we have lost every game by a basket. So it's been a tough start there. We did have our college football play last night. We had the under, though, in the freaking Vikings-Chargers. If you watched late, Al and Kirk love joking. It's not over till it's over. It's finally over. They hit a kick there. Will Riker did. And no, I think it was Cam Dicker actually hit the kick. Put it over. So we were at 1-2 last night. Bounce back. More plays for you. We will win for you at lanceslog.com. Free play every single day. It is brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Trust the name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of your plumbing, heating, cooling, any of those issues arise in your home or business. They are ready to serve you. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
All right, Brandy, why is it a no-sweat game for Alabama?
What is Alabama's defense? They don't really struggle with much. I mean, Alabama's defense has played really, really well for them. But if they struggle with one thing, what has it traditionally this year been? Would you say Alabama
traditionally
struggles?
Or this year?
This year, Ben.
This year it's gap runs, runs of 15-plus yards.
Yeah, big up, big. They give up big, big chunk runs, right?
Yeah.
That would be your concern about Alabama's defense too, right?
Yeah, and look, and even if you were concerned with back end of this defense, I mean, you tell me what South Carolina does well offensively.
Not run the ball, and that's my point. They only average 106 a game. They actually run it worse than Alabama, who Alabama fans, if there's one concern about this team, it's the rush offense. South Carolina is dead last in the SEC rushing the football. So you're taking Alabama's weakness, theoretically, and you're saying, okay, well, what does South Carolina? They don't run it well. So what does Alabama do well defensively? Well, they defend the pass. They're second in the SEC defending the pass, only behind Oklahoma. So that would be the strength of South Carolina. Nope. Just 191 a game through the air. So South Carolina almost as weak throwing the football as they are running it. They don't run well. They don't throw well. I don't see this as a scary game at all for Alabama.
I really don't either.
Yeah, don't see this as scary. This offense is,
for Alabama
terrible.
fans, you can get me to knock on wood all you want. I have been dialed in since Florida State on this team.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt, pretty good defense. Missouri, pretty good defense. Kentucky, pretty good defense. LSU, pretty good defense. Good defense. Oklahoma, great defense. That's who South Carolina has struggled.
But don't you think Alabama's defense ranks right with those?
Oh, they do.
That's my point. Yeah, and so I mean, it's not just one or two games you're looking at here. You're looking at a whole season of football. So I think it is a real number there.
Kalen DeBoer here getting asked about maintaining the edge when playing a team that is struggling and/or not ranked.
The fact that you guys have played 4 ranked teams in a row and now you play a team that's kind of struggling, for lack of a better word, how do you keep guys locked in this week?
Just, I think you always draw on the experiences and, the moment we're in right now, there is momentum. There's things that we're doing well. There's things that I know our guys have as far as goals individually as a team that we haven't even come close to reaching yet. And so taking those experiences from the past, good and bad, that we've been through, understanding that it comes down to our preparation and just locking in what we control. And that's what's got us to this point where every game means so much. And we gotta tomorrow morning come with the edge that we have had, and I expect that from our guys.
The key, can I get to this point real quick here, and then I'll let you finish here. The key, as we look at Alabama recently, Chase Goodbread puts this out. An amazing stat that Alabama's on a streak on since Florida State. Don't run to the refrigerator right before the half. Alabama scored 35 points in the last 60 seconds of the first half through 7 games. Can't imagine there's a better team, says Chase, in the country. Simpson touchdown pass against La Monroe with 29 seconds left. Against Wisconsin, a Simpson touchdown pass to Horton with 45 seconds left in the half. Georgia, Simpson touchdown run with 34 seconds left in the half. Vandy, Simpson touchdown pass to Bernard with 17 seconds left in the half. And then last week, Zabian's interception, 99 yards with nothing left on the clock. That is going to the locker room on a roll.
Now, you did bring up, and it is, and did this all start with Wisconsin last year in Madison?
Well, I mean, that showed this ability to do it. Yeah, when they had the.
It showed that he's going to play with a pro mentality. Like any possession you get, you're going to try to cash in that possession. But back to your point that you kind of brought up originally, the scary thing for Alabama fans, and I do think this is a completely different team with a different mentality, is Kalen DeBoer on the road against unranked is 1-4.
Yep.
That's at Alabama.
At Alabama, yeah.
So, I mean,
they're tough games.
They are tough games, yeah.
And again, I will point out, just listen, I hope Alabama wins the game. I think Alabama wins the game. I wouldn't bet on it to save my life. What is it, 11.5?
Yep.
Wouldn't bet on it to save my life on either way because Alabama's good enough to beat them by 30. I watched a lot of great Nick Saban teams. So that's the one I'm more experienced with. I don't know how this trend is around the country, but no buys. Mm-hmm. And now you get this bye before the LSU game. Traditionally falls right here. Alabama, under Nick Saban, never felt like they played their A game right before this bye, and he's the best to ever do it. So Alabama wins the game, no problem at all. Just to win in advance is where we are in college football. You don't need style points anymore. Just go win the game.
Well, I'm to the point, this is kind of reminding me a little bit of Vanderbilt in this regard. So Vanderbilt wasn't going to sneak up on Alabama after Bama lost to them last year. After Alabama fell apart in the final 2 minutes of the first half and had to sweat out South Carolina, I just don't think that they're going to sleep on South Carolina, especially going on the road. And back to your point, knowing you're going into a bye. Like, hey, guys, let's take care of business, knock this out, and everything is still in front of us. You go into this bye with only one loss. So different because no losses in conference.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, that's first part of our Buffalo Wild Wing Pick 3. We'll get to Todd Fuhrman coming up at the top of the hour. The show being brought to you by our friends at Michelson. They bring you the viewing menu every day.
Yeah, 205-969-8100. I got a text from our girl Amy this morning saying we've got a patient in here that absolutely loves the next round. So, hey, look, if you are procrastinating, you wear the glasses, you wear the contacts, you're wasting money each and every year. By the way, Amy says he's a great patient. That is good to know that one of our listeners is a great patient.
Yeah.
But 205-969-8100. Dr. Jen Michelson took care of him. Dr. Mark Michelson took care of me. Either one, they are the best. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
All right, we got a new music biopic releasing in theaters today. Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. On the cusp of global superstardom, New Jersey rocker Bruce Springsteen struggles to reconcile the pressures of success with the ghost of his past as he records the album Nebraska in the early 1980s, and it stars Jeremy Allen White from The Bear as Bruce Springsteen. Are you guys big fans of him?
I think he's a really good actor. I just have absolutely zero desire to see this movie.
Yeah, they've played the trailer heavy during football, and I've just never looked at it and thought, oh, I want to go see that. Which I'm not a big Springsteen fan either, so that probably impacts it.
Yep, I have no interest in seeing it, but it is a big release. We've also got Last Days in theaters. It's based on a true story and follows 26-year-old John Allen Chow's journey to fulfill his life's mission. He embarks on a dangerous adventure across the globe to share his faith with the isolated tribe of North Sentinel Island, while a detective races to stop him before he does any harm to himself or the tribe. And if you guys remember from different trash stories, this is the uncontacted tribe that you don't go to their island or they will immediately kill you with bows and arrows and spears.
Yeah, they've even shot down drones. Like people have tried to fly drones over it, and they are accurate enough to shoot that drone down too.
Yep, and then we've also got a new release on HBO Max this Sunday, It, Welcome to Derry. This is a series following the events in the 1960s leading up to the first film in the It series. A couple with their son move to Derry, Maine, just as a young boy disappears. With their arrival, very bad things begin to happen in the town. Bill Skarsgård will be returning as Pennywise, and it's also supposed to be somewhat of a prequel to The Shining.
Yeah, that's what I love the fact that they're infusing a lot of Stephen King work. I don't know if you guys seen the trailer, but the local prison outside of Derry, Shawshank.
Is it really?
Yeah.
The real one in Iowa?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Well, I don't know if it's the real one. It's based on Shawshank was in Maine, right?
Yeah, it was in Maine, but the film the place they filmed it, I think, was in Iowa, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. Yeah. But all of Stephen King's work take place in Maine, pretty much everything.
It's really cool. So you brought up Mob Wars yesterday, Philadelphia. I watched it, 3 parts. I've got a buddy, you guys know Chief, Brett Harden. His loves in life are hockey fights and mob. He knows all about the 5 families. He knows about the Kansas City mob. And he had told me, like, the Philadelphia mob, by far the craziest. And, like, I can't overstate how crazy this mob war is back and forth. It is fascinating. I decided to watch one, ended up watching all 3 last night. So very good recommendation.
Nice. And then also last night I saw the Chainsaw Man movie, and I'm going to see it again today because it's my favorite thing that's released this year.
Wow. Double dip.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. And that's what Tyler is watching. Todd Fuhrman coming up on the other side, brought to you by our friends at New York Butcher Shop.
Great place. Pick up some steaks for the weekend, maybe some of those smash burgers. Maybe you don't want to deal with dinner at all. You just want to throw one of those casseroles in the oven at the New York Butcher Shop. Jim and his great staff of butchers, they put this stuff together, fresh made, in-house every single day. Fantastic selection of fine wines and desserts as well. 2 locations, Cabo Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. Rare quality, I should say. Well done service. It's the New York Butcher Shop.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Yo, Kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorney. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shannara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Another hour of the show as we move to hour 2 and work our way toward Todd Fuhrman. I'm about 56 minutes and change away from getting a nice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Game day deserves the great taste of Coke Zero Sugar because fan work is thirsty work, and so too is Todd Fuhrman's battle with our phones. And finally,
we've won!
Todd Fuhrman gets a dub.
Oh, I say we've won. Let's wait till we hear those golden chords of Todd Fuhrman say, guys, how you doing? Fuhrman, what's up?
Hey, gentlemen, it's good to hear your voices. Thanks for not blowing me off this week when you're out gallivanting to all those fancy establishments for college football road games that take in those incredible environments.
Fuhrman had the chance at the funniest prank ever if he'd have just gone, I can't hear him. I can't hear him, Tyler. I can't hear him.
You know what, Brownie? Trust me, I thought about that, and I really did in the back of my mind, but I didn't want to have you guys have that pit in your stomach. So I wanted you to hear me come out of the woodwork with all that energy I've been holstering for what feels like a month.
Okay, I brought this up, Fuhrman. Over the last 18 months, in my pick service, the only sport that I just can't figure out, it's like a Rubik's Cube to me, is the NBA. I'm already 0-4 to start the season. I'm probably going to tap out for tonight. I've got some college football out there, got game 1 of the World Series. But with the Chauncey Billups and the Terry Rozier arrest, and now, there's a story out there about LeBron James and his injury information and these player props. I mean, can you give us a Cliff Notes version of what's going on right now, how this affects the industry, how this affects the league's partnerships, with these sports betting properties?
Well, first things first, I think it's a dangerous time, not necessarily because of what happened with Chauncey Billups, but the amount of misinformation that's widely circulated from people that have absolutely no idea how the sports betting industry works. I can't tell you guys how many prominent politicians, sports figures, their solution to this was, why don't we just ban player props? That does absolutely nothing to provide a solution to solve a problem for this kind of thing. That all you would do is then shuttle the money that was being bet on player props through legal channels into some of those dark corners, the corner bookmakers, offshore, and everywhere else. What this tells me is that the legalized sports betting space is working exactly as it's designed. Because if that money is coming into the regulated books that they can report impropriety and anything nefarious that might be going on, it allows the parties that be to get involved and figure out exactly what's unfolding. To peel back a curtain a little bit on my start in the industry, I worked for a data aggregation company. We provided lines for a variety of different outlets. We shared the information that was there. But one of the other jobs we had was to work with a lot of the conferences, mainly in college, and provide integrity reports that if we saw anything that we thought was unusual, that was outside the normal scope of comprehension in terms of line movement, to alert the proper authorities, go through the conferences so they could dig into these things. And it reminds me of that story that broke around Alabama baseball, where there was that large sum of money that someone tried to place in Cincinnati around a college baseball game. Look, the books are as culpable, or maybe that's not the best word, but should take some responsibility for this as well. I mean, there's no reason to be hanging player props on guys that are 8th, 9th, and 10th on an NBA roster for a Tuesday night in November. And if you're taking larger limits, the alarm bells should definitely go off. So I can understand people's skepticism around some of this that goes on. But in my opinion, what we've seen with information about lineups circulating before it becomes available for public dissemination, that's on the league for not providing the availability reports, creating that transparency, and allowing people to work on a level playing field. The same reason that I'm very critical of some of these coaches in college football that thinks it's a joke. But Lane Kiffin is notorious for this with his availability reports on Wednesday. If you don't want the wrong people poking around your programs to figure out who may or may not be out there or claiming that there's something else in play, then be transparent. Say a player isn't going to play, and if he's listed as doubtful on Wednesday, 95% of the time he shouldn't be out there. But probably a different discussion for a different day. I understand people's skepticism, but at the same time, look, this, in my opinion, is an isolated incident, and I don't think the integrity of sports at large are fully being tampered with.
Todd Fuhrman, CBSSports.com. He's with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. To the games, I want to start with Auburn and Arkansas. Auburn's got a good defense. Arkansas doesn't. Arkansas's got a good offense. Auburn doesn't. Could that be a combo that actually leads to, in Auburn terms now, a higher scoring game for them in conference?
Well, a higher scoring game for Auburn means there might be 45 points scored in a football game. And that's before, Brownie, you even throw some weather potentially into the blender that could play a role in Fayetteville. This is a game where Arkansas has taken money from professional bettors. They actually opened up as a short home underdog in this spot, but they've now been bet out to -2.5. However, for me, these are the kind of role reversal games that I avoid like a plague, going from backing a team in Arkansas who's been very profitable the last couple weeks as an underdog in terms of keeping games close. Now you're asking them to go out there and actually win a football game and do so by margin, albeit a very narrow at that as a 2.5-point favorite. This is an Auburn team defensively who I think is going to be tested on the back end a little bit more by this Auburn passing game than what they have in the last couple weeks. But they should find it significantly easier, relatively speaking, to be able to move the football against an Arkansas defense that's provided little to no resistance. The angle I want to take in this game, assuming that the weather isn't too bad, if this total continues to come down, look, I think both these offenses will have success. Auburn has an opportunity to punch down in class. And you look at the schedule they've played. Look, they moved the football against South Alabama and some of their non-conference opponents. They have struggled against top-tier SEC defense. Arkansas doesn't fit that bill. I think over could be in play if the rain and winds aren't as bad as we expect.
Furman Kiffin has been awful against ranked teams on the road in his career. 3-15 overall, 1-6 at Ole Miss. Now they're going on the road against ranked Oklahoma. It's an early game. Those 11 o'clock games that I absolutely hate. But this number's a little inflated. Like, I would have thought this thing came at 3. It's 5.5 right now. It seems like there's a lot of money on Ole Miss. This Oklahoma offense, though, the last 4 games out just hasn't been the same in what we saw the first month. Is this number a little too high? Do you like the fact that the public is playing against a home favorite?
You know, you mentioned Lane Kiffin's struggles in the program in general. You have to go all the way back to the Egg Bowl in 2017 to find the last time that Ole Miss beat a ranked Power 4 conference opponent on the road. Of course, they beat Tulane when Tulane played with a backup quarterback a few years ago, so I kind of throw that out as a data point. But fascinating game for a variety of reasons, because the strength of this Oklahoma team, as you alluded to, LT, has definitely been their defense. But you go through the schedule of opponents that Oklahoma's faced, and who's the best offense that the Sooners have encountered? Is it Michigan? Is it Auburn? Is it Texas? I don't think any of those teams are elite by any stretch of the imagination. But on the flip side of things, Ole Miss has to try and run it back. They have to try and figure out a way to get themselves up off the deck for the fourth quarter that went awry on the road at Georgia against a team that's going to pressure Trinidad Chambliss in a way that he hasn't seen so far in hostile territory this season. My number on the game is 6. I made a small value bet early in the week at -4. Can see folks looking to try and make a case for Oklahoma at -5.5. But the one thing that'll have to change is you'd like a defense that was a little bit more opportunistic. What stood out to me in this game, Oklahoma and Ole Miss are tied with Purdue and Wisconsin as far as forcing the fewest turnovers of any teams in a Power 4 conference so far this season with 4. But I just get the feeling Mateer is poised for a breakout game. That hand should be a little bit healthier. And I think Oklahoma can win this game by a touchdown play.
A lot of our audience are Alabama fans, so let's talk a little bit about their game. South Carolina at home with a struggling offense. Alabama coming off a very impressive streak of 4 ranked wins in a row. But at the end of this now, by next week, how does that number play for you? Is this an Alabama cover, or do you think Carolina can muster enough offense to keep it under 11.5?
So I hate this term, guys, but I'm going to use it anyways here to describe the handicap. This is the proverbial trap game for Alabama. You mentioned the bye coming up, the gauntlet that they've run through, exceeding odds makers' expectations in a lot of those contests. And here's lowly South Carolina just hanging around fresh off a 26-7 thumping last week in their own building at the hands of the Oklahoma Sooners. So who wants any part of backing South Carolina? But if you look at it from a numbers perspective, look, Alabama's laying 12 here. South Carolina closes a 4.5-point dog. Yes, I make Alabama a favorite over Oklahoma, but I don't make them more than a touchdown favorite in that game like the betting market suggests. I also downgrade Alabama for the gauntlet of a schedule that they've gone through in terms of what they may have left in the tank. And it's also, quite frankly, hard to ignore that Alabama has lost 3 straight road games versus unranked opponents where they were favored by 13.5 points or more in all of those games. I'm not sure Alabama loses this football game, but I think it's a 4-quarter fight. Alabama doesn't generate a pass rush, and if you give Lenora Sellers time or they're able to get the ground game going, I think South Carolina will muster a little bit more offense than we've seen. And on the flip side of things, the strength of this South Carolina defense, if you're looking for one, has been the way that they've defended the pass. Their run defense is weak, but Alabama is not as good running the football as what we've seen in the past. I think South Carolina hangs around in this game. I like the Gamecocks plus the 12.
Todd Fuhrman, CBS Sports, and he's also at Todd Fuhrman on social media. He's with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. When you look at Texas A&M visiting LSU, you can make a case based on who A&M has played in conference that they haven't really been tested yet in conferences. Some of the worst teams in the SEC. Well, now you have to go to a night game in Baton Rouge, who's got a good defense. A&M's got a good defense. This feels like one where points will be at a premium.
It's always interesting, even this point, so late in the season, how little we may know about some of these teams. And you mentioned A&M. Not exactly facing a murderer's row. I mean, 4 games in the SEC, 3 have been at home against Auburn, Mississippi State, and Florida, and their lone road game at Arkansas. What is interesting about A&M, and I'm not going to put LSU in the same bucket, we've seen this Aggies defense play 2 games away from home. What have they done in those games? Gave up 40 points in a 41-40 win against Notre Dame, and gave up 42 last week against Arkansas. Now, LSU might be able to go in a 7-on-7 game with the offense the way it's structured and still not score 40, but it does leave me a little bit concerned about this A&M defense. That being said, LSU's banged up on the offensive line. It doesn't appear they're going to have Whit Weeks along with a key defensive lineman, so there are some concerns there. But LSU got a taste of what it's like defending a mobile quarterback last week in Diego Pavia, who's a little bit more elusive than Marcel Reed. If this game got to 3, I'd probably have a very small value bet on LSU, but it's not a game that I've run to bet yet. And honestly, I think we could see a little higher scoring game than this total suggests if A&M forces LSU out of its comfort zone, going over the total in the high 40s.
You mentioned Pavia, so let's go to Vanderbilt for that 2:30 game. To me, it is a play-in game for the college football playoff. I know a lot of people think that is insane. I think it is the first top 15 matchup that Vanderbilt has played in since 1956. It's one of my favorite games on the board. What do you see with Missouri at Vanderbilt?
I'm afraid to ask which way you're going, LT. So hopefully there's a little bit of agreement in this particular spot.
I will tell you, I like the road team here. I think it's strength on strength. I like Missouri's rush defense against Vanderbilt.
We are sharing a brain in terms of the handicap in this game, and I'm waiting for 3s to become more widely available if they do pop to try and back Missouri for a full position in this game, because when we assess Missouri's defense and what we've seen so far, the strength of this football team on that side of the ball is their front 7. And if they're able to get pressure on Diego Pavia, not let him escape contain, yes, Vanderbilt's had a serviceable passing game, but it's not going to beat you over the top like Alabama did, at least to a certain extent in Como with the Ryan Williams, basically operating at about 2% out there that kind of handcuffs them a little bit. But on the other side of the ball, my concern for Vanderbilt defensively is this is going to be arguably the best rushing attack that they faced in conference so far this season. No disrespect meant to LSU or even Alabama in that regard, but Missouri is going to try and utilize the zone run scheme, which is where Ahmad Hardy's at its best and where its Vanderbilt's defense has been at its weakest. Look, Vandy has been a tremendous story, and it's a great thing to see Diego Pavia being mentioned in the Heisman Trophy mix, and rightfully so, everything he's meant to the program. But I think this is where a Cinderella story could potentially strike midnight, and I like Missouri right there with the LT. I think they go into Nashville and get the win, but I do need a full 3 to make Missouri an official bet for me.
All right, before you go, Fuhrman, Keith asked, would you be so kind, since we've missed you, to do an under-the-radar pick? We're not going to give a record because we've missed too many of them, but what's your under-the-radar this week?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a couple of options that are worth exploring and, trying to give you guys, one of the better numbers that's out there for some of these games. I think you have an excellent opportunity to look to knock SMU from the ranks of the unbeaten. I like Wake Forest plus the points. Coming off of the bye, this Wake Forest team, not much was expected of them coming into the season with a new head coach, but their defense has been surprisingly stout. And when you look at SMU's resume thus far, I mean, yes, they haven't lost an ACC game since they moved to the conference, but you look at the opponents that they faced so far on their schedule this season, it's Stanford, it's Syracuse, it's Clemson without their starting quarterback, and they have a massive game on deck against Miami. So I think Wake Forest gets SMU, can win this game outright. I know it's not the best of the number, but have no qualms about folks looking to try and take the 3 in this spot. So I like Wake Forest to upset SMU this weekend in Winston-Salem.
You had that written down, Jim?
Yeah, I have 3 under the radars that I liked. Utah State, which I decided to play in the pick 3, Wake Forest, and Northwestern.
There you go.
All right, I should be a little bit more concerned. Then I'm gonna have to go through my notes then and see if I'm able to try and pivot in this particular regard. Maybe I should be looking to try and back Baylor plus 3.5 against Cincinnati. But you know what, Dunaway? Absence makes the heart grow fonder, and let's hope you and I can walk to the window arm in arm, cashing our ticket on the Wake Forest team in Egan.
That sounds like a great romantic comedy.
It's the final scene.
Yeah. You've got winners.
He is, I like that. He is Todd Fuhrman, and CBS Sports is where you see him. You can see more on social media at Todd Fuhrman. Enjoy the weekend, Fuhrman. It's always fun.
Always a pleasure, gents. Great to have you back, and look forward to chatting more ball as the season continues to wind down.
You got it, buddy. Thank you. Take care. Fuhrman with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline.
All right, the show continues on as we look to our buddy Dr. B, a guy that has changed the hairline. I've seen some people jump on video recently. Won't name names. I thought instantly,
Dr. B?
They could use Dr. B.
Yeah, I saw a sitting head coach the other day. Look, if you've got a friend out there, they're starting to thin out, they don't really notice it, hey, be preemptive with them. Tell them about it. Be a true friend. T3hair.net. That is the website you need to go to. The phone number, 205-319-0316. Stop wasting money and critical time while you're losing hair on treatments that aren't working for you. Go see Dr. Beckenstein and that great staff. Find out what will work. Men and women ordering Hims, other products online, don't even know if they work. T3's got that test. It's easy, painless, affordable, takes seconds to perform. For more than 20 years, women and men have turned to Dr. B for a range of cosmetic and reconstructive procedures. I do the non-invasive treatment 3 times a week, 30 minutes each time on the couch. That is it. The hair has more than doubled in thickness. 205-319-0316. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, T3hair.net.
Hey, before we get to our Bojangles tender moment of the day, A.J. McCarron announcing yesterday, like we had heard he was considering doing. A.J. McCarron, here's from his website, his announcement, announcing that he is running for the lieutenant governor spot in the 2026 election here in the state of Alabama.
Well, good for AJ. I don't understand why people want to get into politics sometimes, but
I mean, you do this because you want to be governor, I would think,
or U.S. senator,
but
or president.
I mean, I would be surprised if he doesn't have success in this arena.
Oh, I mean, I think if he is the Republican nominee, he's obviously going to win the win the election.
The thing that I don't understand is I think he is a superstar at sportscasting, podcasting, broadcasting. I think he would be fantastic on the SEC network, on ESPN, on First Take, or any of these shows. I think he can make a killing doing that. Maybe you make a killing in politics.
What's going to be remarkable in our fine state here that I love endlessly is if one of our 2 senators is Paul Feinbaum, our governor is Tommy Tuberville, and our lieutenant governor is A.J. McCarron.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll finally get sports betting legal.
Which I guess is possible, yes.
Yeah, but there are only a handful of people I stop on my Instagram or TikTok feeds to hear what they're saying. And AJ's one of them. I think he does a really good job at sportscasting. So good luck to him as he runs for the lieutenant governor. And hopefully he has a long career, whatever he wants to do. I hope he stays in sportscasting. I really enjoy that. Most watched teams. Now, you keep saying, Jim, why do you think South Carolina can give Alabama problems? I don't know if you guys notice when I send out these TV sheets. 230 ABC compared to 230 ESPN, okay? When I sent this out, a lot of you guys were like, how is ranked Missouri at ranked Vanderbilt, not the 230 ABC game? That's on 230 ESPN. And ranked Alabama, double-digit favorite on the road at lowly South Carolina. Why is that the ABC game? 2 things. One is I think nothing is better for television ratings than Alabama possibly losing a game. Close in the fourth quarter, Alabama is TV gold. And I think the folks at ABC know what's coming. They think this is going to be a close fourth quarter game, which is TV gold.
Okay. Well, boy, if the execs really think that, I'd love to know their picks this weekend.
I'm just saying. Then you also factor in this. Most watched teams this season so far through week 8. Alabama is the most watched team in college football, followed by Tennessee. Now, this just isn't an SEC list, though it's going to look like it. Alabama's the most watched team in college football via Nielsen's television ratings. Tennessee is next. Georgia's next. Texas is next. Oklahoma, LSU. There's Ohio State 7, Miami 8, Florida 9, and Notre Dame 10. That's the most watched teams so far with all the combined ratings. Power of the SEC.
Yeah, for Alabama, first of all, Alabama's a national brand. thanks to the success Nick Saban has had, and Kalen DeBoer has, continued an element of that success, especially this year. That's number one. But number two, this is somewhat of a function of the schedule. So they lost to Florida State, which, as you said, a national brand like Alabama losing a game. Ohio State would be in this same boat. Notre Dame, people like that losing games. That's always going to be good ratings. And then number two, this last 4-game stretch, they've played ranked teams, losable games. And other than Tennessee, they have all been tight in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, the only one that surprised me on the list was Miami, but you look at the schedule. They played Notre Dame.
Yep.
They played Florida. They played Florida State. They played Louisville on a Friday night. So,
and the Notre
based
Dame,
on schedule.
Yeah, the Notre Dame game was a standalone game on a Sunday night as well. So
which is ratings gold.
Yeah, that's ratings gold.
Yeah.
It's one of the highest rated games of the year.
So that's, according to Nielsen, the most watched teams in college football. Let's get to our Bojangles Tender Moment of the Day brownie.
It is presented by our friends at Bojangles. You can make it bow time at lunch or dinner, and especially this weekend when you are tailgating at a high school game tonight or a college game on Saturday or at your college football watch party on Saturday. Let Bojangles cater that for you with those hand-breaded chicken tenders, the great sides at your local Bojangles, whether it's college or high school football or even the NFL. Make it bow time.
All right. So Tony Vitello is now the head coach of the San Francisco Giants, and he sends this tweet out as he leaves Tennessee. He's evolved for life. He admits it, but he says, I made a selfish decision that was one I needed to make. It's the right decision, and I just hope it doesn't give me Lane Kiffin status around here because I feel like I'm a VFL, Vol for Life. I think if someone truly invests in being a Vol for Life for any amount of time, they're just that, a Vol for Life. That's what I am in my mind. That's a tender moment from Tony Vitello. One thing I'll add to that is if he goes and gets fired after 1 year with the San Francisco Giants,
line starts at the door.
The colleges will line up to get him back in college.
Well, and this is so different. I mean, Lane came in for 1 year.
And didn't have. I mean, he was 7-5.
7-5, yeah. But Vitello won their first ever national championship. He built this program to where it is. It's not even close.
Yeah.
Tennessee fans cannot be upset with him.
I wouldn't
upset
think
the fact
so.
that he's gone, but not upset personally with him.
I'm with you. This is such in a sense, a risk-free move by him, because on one hand it works at San Francisco, and hey, that's a heck of a gig. If the Giants are a great franchise, you get them kicking. Or on the other hand, it doesn't work. And like you said, the line starts at the door. Now, Tennessee's a pretty good spot. There's no guarantee you're ever going to get a spot as good or better than Tennessee. But there's no guarantee you're not either.
Yeah. I would look for just projecting down the road, not a success in San Francisco, next head coach at Arkansas.
Oh, because Dave Van Horn's been there a while.
Been there a while. Vitello worked with him.
Great program,
Arkansas commits more NIL money to baseball than Tennessee does. Tony Vitello tries to make it work at Major League Baseball. I think eventually it doesn't work. I think whenever he goes back to college, he's the Arkansas head coach. Just guessing down the road.
That'd be a heck of a landing spot.
It really would, almost like it's predetermined. Show being brought to you by Inverness Country Club. Tell us about Inverness. Brownie had a date day yesterday.
I did. My wife went out and rode 9 holes with me yesterday.
How'd you shoot your 9?
I shot a 39 with my wife out there.
Did y'all make the cart girl blush by making out out there?
We did not. We minded our P's and Q's.
Okay, that's good. Inverness Country Club, though. Find your sense of community there. They've got memberships that fit everyone, from the social membership to the golf membership. Childcare also a big plus. You and your wife want a day of golf or tennis, guess what? Drop the kid right there. Go have yourself a day on the court or course. Dinner with friends, knowing your kid. Safe on site, massive plus. Whatever your interests are, you can find it at Inverness. Take a tour of this club today. Call Erin, 205-991-8608. Very important. Tell her the next round sent you. For more information, you can always go online, iccalabama.com.
Hey, when it came time to redo the master bath of the Brown house, that beautiful woman that was riding in the golf cart with me yesterday, my wife, she scoured the internet looking for the right person for the job to do it. And in doing that, she read a ton of reviews. She talked to people that had used contractors. She talked to several contractors herself and kept coming back to the same name, Brad Bell. And I'm glad she did, because Brad does tremendous work. AlabamaBathRemodels.com is his website if you want to visit it. AlabamaBathRemodels.com. That is Brad Bell. I'm going to tell you what he specializes in, but I don't want you to hear me say it's all he does. Master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closets. That's his specialty, and here's why. You spend a lot of time in those rooms when you own your home. When you sell your home, you can make some of your money back on those rooms. But it's not all he does, but it is his specialty. AlabamaBathRemodels.com is the website to see more. 205-422-1758. If you just want to talk to Brad and get him to come out and look at your job, he'll do that. AlabamaBathRemodels.com.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Yo, Kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorney. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shannara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation and legal services provided are better than any other provider.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Catch up on all of today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place. NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with NextRound.store.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Our Gray's Tree Service, things we got wrong, dead wood on the show. I probably thought Jackson Arnold was going to be way better than he ends up being. LT will tell us about Gray's Tree Service after Hugh Freeze tells us about his plan at quarterback as Auburn goes to Arkansas. This is Coach after practice yesterday.
We've kind of evaluated the quarterbacks this week. I guess talk about Ashton and Jackson, and I guess
Do you have a plan on paper for what you're going to do, maybe like drives-wise, or is it just see how it plays out?
See how it plays out. I mean, we've started out really, really well the last few games, and hope that continues to be the case. But I do think, if we start to sputter, you got to see if we can get a spark. And so that's kind of the mentality of where we're at, and I know that they're ready, Ashton and Deuce, and so we'll see how it starts. And again, hopefully it starts like it did. And it was kind of unfortunate. I think Jackson started really well, and then the next possessions 2 and 3, we had some drops that are not characteristically of us. So it's hard to fault him on that. But then in the second half, I think there were still some plays to be made that we didn't make. So we're definitely prepared to give Ashton a shot if we start to sputter.
And that's our Gray's Tree Service Deadwood of the Day.
Founded 30 years ago, family-owned and operated, community-based, Bessemer, Birmingham. I've been to the timber yard. It is fascinating, but doing great work for the community. Over 80 employees, 24/7 emergency storm services, free estimates on all services, including the removal, which I had last year, the trimming, the health. You care for your lawn, care for your trees as well. From our friends at Gray's Tree, call 205-255-1239. You can scan that QR code or just visit graystree.com.
I just want to point out, he doubles down on the fact that it is Ashton, not Deuce Knight there at the end of that soundbite. I think Auburn fans have conditioned themselves to...
There is no way it's going to be Ashton.
He just doubled down on it. We're prepared to give Ashton a shot if it starts to struggle. Auburn fans want it to be Deuce Knight.
I would be shocked. And to me, if you see Ashton next, then Deuce is not ready to play.
Well, I think that would be obvious, yeah. But, if you take Hugh Freeze at face value in what he's saying, they don't think Deuce is ready to play. Because every time he's talked about going, unless I've missed it, every time he's talked about going somewhere else, it's been Ashton.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe Ashton gives you a better chance to win than Jackson Arnold. I find that hard to believe.
I'm kind of with you on that. I think if you've gotten to Ashton Daniels, it's been a disastrous trip to Fayetteville. Yeah. Disastrous. You might be down 2 or 3 touchdowns at that point.
Before we do our headlines, way too early headlines, the show brought to you by our friends at Walk-Ons, where every day is game day, whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the family for some made-from-scratch favorites. Walk-Ons is your go-to for good times with wall-to-wall TVs, craft beer, and cocktails and bold flavors for fans of all ages. From melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame level burgers. Stop by today or order online in the app. It's Walk-On Sports Bistro, located in Trussville, Greystone, and Stadium Trace. It's game on with Walk-Ons.
The College Football Spotlight.
Like the game's already been played. Monday's headlines today.
All right, it is presented by Alexander Shinara, the Shinara Spotlight. We do it every single day. On Fridays, we give you this weekend's headlines. Like she said, like the game's already been played. You don't even have to watch the games if you watch these headlines. We are doing this courtesy of our guy, Alexander Shinara. He wanted to create a firm that could handle any issue the community of Birmingham, his community, faced. That firm, Shinara, now not only handles personal injury claims, but claims for fire and storm damage, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' compensation, and a host of other claims. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, Shinara.com. Shinara.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case at Shinara.com.
Earmuffs just in case. I'll start mine off since mine's usually the least of the funnies. We will jump in with our way too early headlines. Hugh the Executioner. And you see Ken Williamson there about to get the guillotine. Is that how you say it? Guillotine?
Guillotine, yeah.
Yeah. Photoshop work is tremendous.
Yeah,
that is Photoshop, right? That was not.
Yeah, that's not a real scene there. Yeah. I like Auburn to win the game, 38-31, despite the rain. The rain sometimes can give you short fields. I'll take Auburn in a close one. Hugh the Executioner. Shula delivers another Bama win? ? It would be so Mike Shula-like to screw this up for Alabama.
Just keep doing what he's doing.
That's
all he's got to do.
That's all we ask is consistency, Mike.
But when he was trying to help Alabama win, he would screw it up too. So who knows what you're going to get from Mike Shula? Is he going to help Alabama or is he going to hurt Alabama? We'll find out on Saturday. And it dawned on me last night as I was waiting to talk to the Shelby County Hall of Fame inductions that Tennessee's last win in Bryant-Denny Stadium is now a legal drinking age. It is now 22 years old. So here's to Smokey and a nice ice-cold brew. Vol's last win in T-Town, now legal.
So where were the earmuffs because the dogs drinking beer?
No. I said in case we need them here in the headlines. Occasionally,
you don't know where it's going.
We never know in the headlines.
I thought that you had something.
No. We just never know.
I don't think we've had a controversial one this year, have we?
But the Gamecocks are in play. I think that's what Jim is going with here.
Yeah.
So the old Cocks are in play.
We have had a cock block before.
Yes, we have.
Big field goal block.
Yeah.
Who's next, Tyler? Just hit one.
We can go either way.
Go either way.
Yeah, I don't care.
Go either way. That's
going
to be Lance.
The Bloomington Times, much like the Surgeon General, 12 of 13 Big Ten coaches find SIG deadly. Indiana destroys UCLA as Cignetti rolls to 18-2 as the Hoosiers head coach. This will be another Tim Skipper that he will knock off. I mean, he is
Surgeon General.
Pretty incredible.
That really is.
Yeah. Where's that picture from with the cigarettes down below? Is that a Guinness?
That should be a Guinness if it's not. I don't know how many cigarettes that is. That's a lot, though.
Man, that has to hurt your mouth.
My rough guess, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's 100. I'm going to put it at 89.
89
I
cigs?
would bet, of our Alabama fans, I don't know the percentage that smoked a cigar after the game, but I guarantee you, if they're not used to smoking, them waking up with that awful taste in your mouth.
Yep.
I can't even imagine what that guy's mouth.
To a player that I talked to afterwards, they said it was disgusting. And listen, I don't smoke, and I'm not around it a ton. It was 5 minutes and 39 seconds. I remember looking at the clock. My eyes were burning on the sidelines.
It's all they talked about for the last 10 minutes of the game, McDonough and McElroy.
Yeah.
And they kept showing the lights where you could see the smoke.
Because you legally can't light up in a stadium.
Yeah, and that was the joke.
It's like, good luck, policing this.
McDonough is so dry and sarcastic. He is my favorite. I love me some Sean McDonough.
I bet he is great over a bourbon.
Oh, he is so dry and sarcastic, and he kept making jokes about it being a tobacco-free facility and stuff like that.
So I did a little quick research on the Guinness World Record for the amount of cigarettes smoked at one time. So officially, a guy named Jim Mouth, fitting name, smoked 154 at one time, and then unofficially...
By the way, that's close. That's over 100.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty close. And then unofficially, there was a guy in 1996 from Romania who put together a device that he could put a bunch of cigarettes in and only have one thing in his mouth to inhale.
Yeah, that's what you need.
And he smoked 800.
That's good for you.
Yeah, I bet he didn't smoke 800 long.
I mean, what did the Surgeon General, and I'm sure it was another scare tactic, and I'm glad maybe it did scare me. I've never been a cigarette guy, but it was like one cigarette takes 7 minutes off your life. Do you guys remember that?
Sort of.
In other countries, they put pictures of diseased lungs on the pack.
Yeah.
Oh, on the actual pack. Wow.
Yeah. That looks like you go to buy it, you're looking at a nasty black lung filled with tar.
lung.
Does that look a little like Walton Goggins?
A little bit. I thought that earlier. It's funny you said that.
Brownie, what's your headline?
Mine is going to come from the Baton Rouge Advocate. We're going to go to LSU as they take on the Texas A&M Aggies. Mike Elko misses kickoff. A&M coach confused by famous LSU chant says he was actually looking for the line for tiger meat. He wanted to eat him a little tiger meat. He's ate everything else.
Sounds tasty.
Yeah, see what that tastes like. In our alternate...
I mean, he's built like a grape.
Oh, thick through the middle, man. Thick through the middle. And Dunaway's right. When you're a big guy, don't go quad X to try to cover it up. And that's what he does. It ends up looking like a shower curtain.
This one right here comes right below my belly, which makes my belly look a little smaller at times.
But
if you go down to mid-thigh, man.
Mike Elko,
the big problem is they choose the wrong material. If you're bigger, you don't want to go with a dry fit, thin, clingy material.
I took a dry fit golf shirt back the other day to that point, right? Because it was tight. First of all, it made me look very cold and excited nonstop.
Yeah, I mean,
then it was tight around my gut too, and I was like, "Let's get this out of here."
It really does.
And it just gets super long, but clinging in the middle.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it does show off if you've got man boobs or a gut.
Yeah,
that's
that dry fit's going to show it. Our alternate headlines: Chauncey Billups on page 2 releases his NFL Sunday plays, including his AFC Game of the Year. Chauncey's got an AFC Game of the Year he likes. Yeah. And then on page 3, Fox Sports has rebranded their big noon games to just Fox regular noon kickoff. Not even big anymore. Just a regular noon kickoff for Fox now.
If you don't like the SEC, that's what they should call it.
The Fox
Here's what we have. If you don't like the SEC, here's what we have.
Yes, assuming you don't want to watch a top 25 matchup in the SEC, you can watch our game too.
If you want to see less crowd.
If you want to see,
you know what would be awesome,
where Ohio State plays to empty stadiums,
and obviously impossible. But like if the networks just had to bid week to week by games,
you'd make more money that way.
Oh, you just throw it out. Like
so it's like an open market, like Fox could bid on Bama, Tennessee.
What would be the highest bid game this week? Would it be LSU and A&M?
Texas A&M, yeah. I think it would be, but I mean A&M's ranked high. You're at Tiger Stadium, night game. Tiger Stadium's a good show.
I mean, this isn't a great week probably for high bids.
No, but that would be your highest.
You're right. There's no jump off the sheet game you got to have.
I mean, Ole Miss at Oklahoma, that'd be pretty highly bid just because of the playoff implications in it.
Yeah.
And I think Kiffin's pretty good TV. Oklahoma's a good name.
Yeah.
But you're right, Lance. Like if Fox.
Like rivalry week with Ohio State, Michigan, like even if Michigan loses a couple of more, would it still be the top or
even with bad number? Let
me ask you this: if you had A&M and Texas playing for a spot in the college football playoff and loser was out,
maybe. But I would just say historically, and Jim, you know this, you've seen it. Even with bad records, that Ole Miss Michigan game is one of the highest rated every year.
Ohio State,
Ohio State Michigan game.
You said Ole Miss Michigan, which would be an entertaining
that'd be
game.
fun, but Ohio State Michigan was the one I meant. Yes,
our friends at Alabama Power bringing you this next part of the show before we get back to the pick 3 and finally talk about some of these other college football games. Alabama Power keeping you connected.
Yeah, the weather is changing almost daily right now, and it does that this time of year. And a lot of times that can be the reason your power bill might change. Alabama's crazy weather. Well, if it's higher than expected, one thing Alabama Power suggests you do is get the free My Power usage tool. It helps you track how much energy you're using and when, and it's a great way to spot patterns and avoid surprises in your bill. Plus, Alabama Power offers easy tips to help you save. They want to help you save. Visit alabamapower.com/mypowerusage to learn more.
Highest ranked team that loses this weekend.
You know me, it's A&M.
It's A&M.
No, you're with me on this too, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, both of you say A&M.
Yeah.
After that, then Bama. No. Both of you. Georgia's on a bye. Oregon. Nope.
No chance.
Georgia Tech, Syracuse. No chance.
1%. 1% chance.
1%.
We're back.
Ole Miss at number 8.
Yep. That's a loss to me too. I think both LSU at home and Oklahoma at home.
Yeah, I think we got 3 top 10s going down this week.
Miami, Stanford, Vandy, Missouri. You think Missouri gets them?
Yep, I do.
All right. So those are the 3. BYU at Iowa State, 4 in the top 11.
It's a tough game. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, flip a coin. I can't figure that game out.
Notre Dame's on a bye. You like Oklahoma to win. Texas Tech, no shot against Oklahoma State. Missouri, Virginia, North Carolina.
I don't see it. I know that, when you put in the T's and you're like, one of these legs is going to lose. I mean, that would be just shocking the way Virginia has played. But
North Carolina against TCU and conference opponents, the real games they've played, they have been a special kind of bad. I mean, this is going to require just one incredible lightning in a bottle game, and it's also going to require Virginia to play poorly. If Virginia's playing their A game, there is 0 shot.
17th ranked Tennessee at Kentucky. I feel like you're starting to slip on Tennessee a little bit.
I mean, I think that they've probably overachieved to this point. It's going to be interesting to see after a physical game against Alabama where the breaks didn't go their way, how they respond against Kentucky in a sleepy atmosphere. But, I mean, they've just dominated. I mean, it's just hard to envision Tennessee, Kentucky. We know the result before the game's played. They've won 37 of 40.
37 of 40 is just – I mean, when you play that every year, too, and it's a quote-unquote rivalry, which this is not.
It's not.
I mean, they may share a border, but it's a far better basketball game than it is a football game. But that's still an incredible number.
Some interesting games at the bottom of the rankings we'll get to in our pick 3, which we'll jump back to coming up in just a second. A little baseball with the start of the World Series after LT tells us about our friends at Company Distilling, where we've got one sitting head coach that we have sent a package to.
John Summerall. Brown had it sent out. My man Scott Banks from Colorado had everything shipped, and they will be receiving bottles of Company Distilling. Look, the weekend is here. If you're looking to try a whiskey that is as good as the company you keep, this is your moment. Find your bottle, learn more. CompanyDistilling.com/Alabama. Also, Company Distilling has 3 must-visit locations across Tennessee. Each offers something special. Townsend, located right there in the heart of the Smokies. Lynchburg, charming and historic setting. Thompson Station, just outside of Nashville. Whether you're on a weekend getaway or planning a whiskey road trip, one of these destinations should be on your must-visit list. Perfect stops for the fall traveler. Check the website for a full list of events. Again, CompanyDistilling.com.
Whiskey road trip. That sounds like a good country song. Whiskey Road Trip.
Yeah, Whiskey. That sounds like a band.
Could that be a band? Yeah.
Yeah,
Could be a band
we're
name,
going to
too.
see Whiskey Road Trip tonight.
Dodgers and Blue Jays start the World Series tonight, Game 1. By the way, two guys already have their World Series rings, regardless of the outcome. Jose Urena and Buddy Kennedy have played with each team this season, so they will get some cut of the championship, and they'll each get a ring.
Yep.
No matter who wins, because they played with both teams this year.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, that's a rarity. But Dodgers and Blue Jays, here comes Blake Snell again, getting the start for the Dodgers. And I don't know how many of you will watch the World Series this weekend, but you get Game 1 tonight.
Well, you got the Dodgers team that is coming off this rest. You gave the number about teams that go 7 games and win in 7, and teams that do the sweep, and it favors the teams in 7. And I do think Toronto is really, really hot, especially Vlad Guerrero, hitting .442 with 6 bombs and 12 RBIs in this postseason. And you look at the Dodgers, 9-1 this postseason. They're 14-1 this month. It's a $509 million roster, so there's no surprise. The last time we saw a game north of the border, Joe Carter, Game 6, hitting that home run and walking it off.
The thing that is, the thing that is most appealing to me about this, and I don't even know if it'll happen, and I don't like when we put each other on the spot with questions like this, because you've not had time to research this. I think everybody knows that, but so I'm going to put you all on the spot with this question. Greatest singular performance in a World Series in baseball history. Do you have any idea who you would even say?
I would say Reggie Jackson's 3 home run game back in the 70s would jump out, because we're coming off Shohei Ohtani, who had maybe the best in-game experience ever the last time he played a week ago Friday night with 3 home runs and a starting pitcher. But Reggie was a 3 home run in a crucial game in that World Series back in the 70s.
And I meant for a whole series, but I'm assuming he was probably pretty good that whole series.
I can't remember that, but for a game,
Yeah, I think I remember, the first World Series, like I watched the 81 World Series. I was really young. I was pulling for the Dodgers. First I was all in was 88, where they upset the A's. And I remember Oral Hershiser was on that run. He didn't give up a run in the postseason.
Yeah, he had 4 shutouts in the postseason.
Yeah, he was absolutely incredible.
That's unreal.
I mean, that's hard to beat right there.
But you see where I'm going with this question. Like, we've got a player that they could look back 50 years from now and say, no, best World Series performance ever for an entire series is the Shohei Ohtani guy. This guy pitched, fill in the blank, and then at the plate, fill in the blank.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people
could be Vlad Guerrero Jr. on the other side, because he's coming off of that.
Well, he ain't going to pitch. That's my point.
But he's much hotter. I mean, what Ohtani did last Friday was incredible, because going into that game, as good as the Dodgers were, they had won 8 of 9 in the postseason, but he was 2 of 25. And, they were talking about he was taking extra cuts, and BP goes out there, goes 3 for 3 with the 3 home runs, has a good performance on the hill. I don't know if the expectation is really, how many quality innings you get out of him. It's more about, can you take what he did offensively, in Game 4 and have that, come over into, Game 1 of the World Series.
Yeah.
Dodgers, pretty heavy favorite, though, minus 230 in this series.
Max Muncy.
Is that your pick to click?
I'm just saying he'll end up probably having more home runs than Shohei
That's the way it normally goes, right?
Yeah. That guy's been clutch.
But you see my point. I mean, there's one guy in this series that's going to play the field, pitch, and hit, which gives you the opportunity to have somebody that 50 years from now, they're like, nobody did this then.
Is it guaranteed he pitches?
Oh, he's got to throw, right? At some point.
I would think he will.
In at least a 5-game series, you would see him.
Yeah, just because they're trying to eat innings out of these starters because of the back end of the bullpen has been so bad.
Yeah. See, it wouldn't surprise me more if we see him in a bullpen appearance at some point.
Are you guys going to have
both? What if you get a start a bullpen and he plays the field and hits? I mean,
does he play the field, or is he a DH?
DH more.
Well, okay, DH.
So are you guys? And I know you're going to be on a call tonight, but are you more in tune with Cal and Virginia Tech or Game 1?
My wife and I are going to a concert, so I won't watch either one.
Yeah. Is Teddy Swims back in town?
It's not Teddy Swims. We did see Teddy Swims. It's Johnny Swim, one of the 2 Swims.
Yeah.
And they come every year, don't they?
They come every year. My wife and I go and see him every year. It's her favorite group, Johnny Swim. And but we did see Teddy Swims. He's really good.
Yeah.
We saw him down at Avondale.
Yeah, not related.
Not related. No, one's got an S, one doesn't.
Yeah, crazy. All right. To the top of the hour we go. Our friends at Woodhouse bringing you this part of the show right here. And one more college football thing to do before we get a break. USA Today now has the released general manager salaries that are out there. I want to show you that to you after you tell us about Woodhouse.
Yeah, the gift of relaxation. Look, you might put yourself in the doghouse. Maybe you're going on a weekend trip to Vegas with the guys. Maybe you just want to sit on the couch all weekend long watching college football in the NFL. Get out of the doghouse before you get there with a gift card from our friends at the Woodhouse Day Spa. Holidays will be here before you know it as well. Very simple. You don't have to put a lot of thought into it, guys. You can order 24/7 online. They will send the gift card to you. Birmingham.woodhousespas.com. Then you can let significant other choose from a menu of over 70 options, including the massages, body treatment, skincare, waxing, nail services. Woodhouse Day Spa, voted America's best day spa since 2009. Stop into the Summit Shopping Centers. Go see Stuart and the great staff. Tell them the next round sent you, or online, birmingham.woodhousespas.com.
USA Today, they give you the coaches' salaries in football and basketball. So now they have the release from the fine folks in the general manager world. Michael Lombardi leads the way. $1.5 million he gets paid.
You have pissed that money away.
Yeah, you really have.
They got nothing to show for that.
Yep. Then $900,000 after that. The guy at Ohio State, the guy at Oregon, and there's Courtney Morgan of Alabama, and at $825,000, and I would imagine that will only go up every year he's in Tuscaloosa. Then LSU, Nebraska, California. How about that? California, Ron Rivera making $800,000.
I mean, I guess you had to pay a guy that had all that NFL money, that kind of money, to get him to be interested in doing it for his alma mater.
Yeah. $600,000 had you number 10 on this list at Texas. So almost $1 million more dollars for the North Carolina general manager from the Texas general manager. Yeah. And according to those around North Carolina in stories I've read, Lombardi and Belichick came in and basically were telling people, in this new age of college football, this is like the NFL, and we are smarter at this than these college guys are. We're going to eat their lunch. And so far, not so good.
Yeah. And now people are going, this has become a piñata, this program, and people are going back on Lombardi and saying things about him from his days in the NFL. So it's starting, it's just bad PR on bad PR.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's amazing to look at that list thinking that not too terribly long ago, Nick Saban left the Miami Dolphins to come to Alabama. Got 8 years, $32 million guaranteed for a year. And people decried it as the end of amateur athletics.
He really was the start to all of this massive money.
But people are like, this is the end of amateur athletics. When we pay a coach this much, and now you're paying a general manager who's not even on the field coaching $1.5 million.
Yeah. I will tell you, Courtney Morgan in Tuscaloosa, worth double that.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Nick Saban was too. But yes, Courtney Morgan, worth every dime of it. I agree.
Every dime of that. All right, when we come back, maximum time for our pick three. We want to talk about all the games on the field, brought to you by our friends at Culver's. Brownie, take us to the top of the hour.
Yeah, if you're a college football fan, a high school football fan, it does not matter. Let Culver's be that delicious stop for you after your action, and enjoy those great butter burgers. They are fantastic. Don't forget the great sides they've got right there at Culver's as well. They've got those gooey cheese curds, those golden, crispy, crinkle-cut fries. There's something for everybody. Win or lose, Culver's is the perfect place to celebrate the sweet memories you'll make all season long. So stop by the Culver's in Birmingham at Tattersall Park and Stadium Trace and make this game a delicious one. Culver's, welcome to delicious.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off.
Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Catch up on all today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing. When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Final hour of the show, always brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. It's another football weekend, whether it's high school tonight or whether you're getting ready for the big college games tomorrow, road games. So make it a home game for you by going to Champy's Chicken and getting that wonderful brined overnight, cooked-to-order chicken, juicy down to the bone. That's Sterling. That's what he does. He does it better than anybody I know. Right there with Southern Fried Chicken, in-house made sides, in-house made desserts, and those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. Just go to champyschicken.com, and get your order placed, and then swing by the Easy to Go and get back home and watch a little football all weekend long with Champy's Chicken, champyschicken.com, and our friends at Michelson Laser Vision. Tell us about Michelson.
Yeah, 205-969-8100, the number that I called way back in 2003. Dr. Mark Michelson, the first to perform the LASIK procedure in the state of Alabama in 1995. We just had one of our listeners get the procedure done yesterday, went in this morning, got checked out, everything good to go. Again, if you wear the contacts or glasses, you're wasting money each and every year. Stop procrastinating. 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy for more information. MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Alabama, South Carolina, before we get back to the pick 3. Bama leads the series 14-3. One thing that has been happening for the Tide side in this 4-game win streak against ranked opponents has been the O-line continuing to get a little bit better. Here's their center, Parker Brailsford, on that O-line.
Over the last couple weeks, I'll say we definitely improved in pass pro. I think that was a big emphasis from the Mizzou game. But now, I mean, it's all putting pieces together. The Mizzou game, run game was solid, especially towards the end. And then last game, I mean, I feel like we had a lot of things that we could have improved in our run game. So, I mean, definitely just putting it together. Once we put it together, I think we'll be a good O-line for sure.
That's Parker Brailsford there on Bama's O-line. More on that game in a second. More on Auburn and Arkansas, where weather is becoming a factor as well. Bobby Petrino, the interim head coach, on Taylen Green. His quarterback has become a big boom and occasionally bust kind of guy.
Yeah, it's a fine line. You know, you want to make sure you give him his athletic ability a chance to make plays for us, but we also have to understand situations. And, you know, the one play when we were coming out and we had a nice double move and had it open, we unfortunately didn't protect it well. That was one where I would just like to see him get outside the pocket, throw it away, understand that 2nd and 10 is an okay situation. It's not a negative play for us. I think one of the issues we always grade the game on is how many negative plays did we have and how many negative plays did we force, and we had way too many negative plays in that game. But then he also makes huge plays running with the ball, so it's a fine line. You don't want to take away his instincts and athletic ability, but he does need to understand the situations of the game, and you know, his maturity now, his experience now is something that he can handle that. I think he can do that.
Pick three, it's time for the pick three. 3 for you and 3 for me, that equals a pick 3. Say goodbye to your family, it's time for the pick 3. Only time that I'm happy is when it's time for pick 3.
We have our pick 3. Buffalo Wild Wings has their pick 6, the ultimate meal for 2. 2 entrees, 2 sides, 2 drinks. Again, pick between the boneless wings, any of those 26 sauces and seasonings, spicy sauced or grilled crispy chicken dippers, hand-smashed double-stacked all-American cheeseburgers with a side of fries, tots, potato wedges. Pick 6 meal for 2. Participating Buffalo Wild Wings location. If you're looking for a place to watch Game 1 of the World Series, all of the college slate tomorrow, NFL Sunday ticket, pick one of those great locations of Buffalo Wild Wings.
We'll get LT's picks in a second, and also Forrester and Brooks on the back row. You can go to nextroundlive.com, nextroundlive.com to play all the way up for about 23 hours and 55 more minutes till 11 a.m. Central on Saturday. No Friday games there. But what we were just talking about in reverse order here, back to Auburn, Arkansas first. Impact of weather on this game, what do you think it is?
Well, it obviously rains and blows on both sides of the field, right? I will say Arkansas did just play in this last week against Texas A&M. If people did not pay attention, that game was delayed by a significant amount of time starting. I don't know the total time, but I think it was almost 2 hours. And then they played through some rain, through some wind, through some sun. It was kind of like the British Open. They got all the seasons there. So Arkansas just played in it last week. That's got to be an advantage, and Auburn has not played a weather game all year. So at least Arkansas, you could say they've been recently tested in this pretty similar situation.
So 58 in showers.
Yeah, and it's been the wind, too, 20-ish mile-an-hour wind. Let me tell you where that impacts Auburn. Their field goal kicking situation, unfortunately, has become very shaky because of McPherson's health. Yeah. I don't know that you try it.
Oh, I mean, if wind's in face, no way.
Yeah. I will tell you this. If I'm Dan Scoff, the meteorologist in Fayetteville at the Fox station there, KNWA, I'd be concerned that I'd give the wrong forecast. Maybe I'd be permanently suspended by the SEC if I get this one wrong this weekend.
That's right. John Cohen might complain.
John Cohen will be screaming at me during my 7-day forecast.
I do wonder what the travel party for Auburn will look like here.
You mean as far as fans?
Yeah.
Because it's a pretty beat down fan base.
Well, and it's one of the few campuses I haven't been to. I know you've been before, Dunaway. Brown, I don't know if you've been, but I heard it's beautiful, but I heard it's a pain in the ass to get to. So, to spend that money to go to Northern Arkansas for a team that is in a complete funk would be tough.
Yeah. Now, I'm hesitant to go down the street when it's raining and cold.
Yeah.
But the foliage is beautiful. The rolling hills, even on the campus, is beautiful. Good nightlife on the night before the game. It's a good trip. Yeah. Not a great trip. It's a good trip.
Is it Shugs? No, not Shugs. What is the Doe's?
Dozy Place.
Yeah, Dozy Place.
Is it still up and rolling?
I think it is. I think it's still pretty famous up there. I should have done it in Brown's Taste of the Town.
They'll close down the Democracy before they close down Doze.
Is it good?
I've never eaten there, I don't think.
It
I've
was
gone to
supposed
some
be.
barbecue places.
I tried.
Yeah, it's always too big of a line. I never think to make it a reservation. But Arkansas, Auburn, give me a key to the game for you.
I mean,
or give me a good note.
Well, it's just so obvious to say, limit Taylen Green. You're not going to stop Taylen Green, but I mean, is this the best defense? Well, he's played Texas A&M. I don't know if you think their defense is better than Auburn's.
I mean, look, this Auburn defense is still really good, 24th in scoring defense. I mean, the key would flip it around. We're talking about an Auburn offense that's averaging less than 14 points per game, the worst in the SEC in conference play. This is your opportunity to put up some numbers. And I'm telling you, man, I really worry if Hugh Freeze is gone, if I'm an Auburn fan, what happens to Cam Coleman next year? Like, does he get frustrated? He had 7 or 8 grabs last week, so getting a little more involved in this offense. But this could be one of those massive 150, 2-touchdown kind of days for Cam Coleman against this defense.
Their rush defense is 121 in the nation, so at 188 a game.
Yeah, I've said all week this feels like the Baylor game.
I agree 100% with you, Jim. And Baylor helped Auburn by, for some reason, I don't know why Dave Aranda did this still, Baylor helped Auburn by playing pass defense, basically, and Auburn just ran. But how many times have we heard, has Scott given you a soundbite where Hugh Freeze has been asked about running the football, says, yeah, we got to get it to the backs more. This is a game where if you're an Auburn fan and Hugh Freeze says that, you rightfully should lose your mind. If Hugh Freeze after the game has to say, we should have gotten it to the backs more, you'll know. I mean, you should lose your mind. That's all I'll say there. So I think you'll see some rush yards out of Jackson Arnold and Jeremiah Cobb in this one. And not Damari Alston, but this would have been a game where he would have shown out.
Okay, give me a key on Alabama, South Carolina before we go to the other games around the SEC and around the country.
Limit Lenore Sellers. I mean, I think their only path to victory, I will say this. I mean, they've only given up 30-plus one time this year. I mean, this South Carolina defense is legitimate. So you have the ingredients if everything plays out, if South Carolina is able to turn over an Alabama team that's +9 in turnovers, third best in the FBS. If you're able to turn them over and Sellers has a monumental game, they can win this game. So limit Sellers and just do what you're doing right now. Don't turn the football over.
For Alabama's offense, I'll play off what Parker Brailsford was talking about a moment ago. Now, Dylan Stewart has not been on the injury report that I have seen. And I think that's significant. Tennessee came into the Alabama game through 6 games. They had sacked the quarterback 26 times through 6 games. You can do simple Jack State math like me and know that's a little more than 4 a game. And Alabama gave up what in that game? 0. To Parker Brailsford's point, they are protecting Ty Simpson. Right tackle has been an issue, but maybe they've figured that out a little bit. South Carolina does not get after the passer near that much, just 14 sacks versus 26 that Tennessee had.
Michael Carroll started, but Formby played. Both of them played at right tackle.
Yeah, so you wonder, is that a better formula for them? So, I mean, protecting Ty Simpson, you give Ty Simpson time, he'll peel you apart. And I think that's what Alabama's getting better at doing.
Here's Shane Beamer on last year's game in Tuscaloosa on the fact that they played the Tide close, if there's any motivation to pull off of that.
Yeah, I think our guys have that understanding or that belief anyway, based on, who we believe we are, whether it's Alabama or anybody in this league. We have that confidence to go play on Saturday. But, certainly there's a lot of guys that were there and a lot of guys that made plays in that game that are back. And, watching that tape of the game on all 3 phases, I mean, it's like every Saturday, it's a handful of plays that you either make or you don't make, and we made some great plays in that game last season, and then there were some plays to be made on offense, defense, and special teams where we just didn't quite make it that could have been the difference in the game. But there's no question our guys have that belief and confidence, and I would hope they would understand based on where we are right now and what they've seen through these first 7 games that every play matters. And in this league, it is every single week, whether it's Texas, Kentucky the other night or Georgia, Auburn, or Georgia, Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, whoever. I mean, there's just so many close games every single Saturday, and every play matters.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, much like Auburn can pad their stats against this Arkansas defense, Alabama You saw what Pierre was able to do behind the line of scrimmage last week against Tennessee. You saw what LT Overton did a couple of weeks ago. This is a South Carolina offensive line that's very porous. They've given up 26 sacks, second most right now in the SEC.
Yeah, only Auburn is worse.
Only Auburn is worse.
Yep. And you know what Auburn is. And Auburn's only one worse. Auburn's only given up, both have played 7 games. Auburn's only given up one more sack than South Carolina. And how much of this show have we devoted to Auburn protecting the quarterback, or not protecting the quarterback? So that's basically where South Carolina is, too.
I have not seen the broadcasters, but if I was ABC, I'd lay it out like this. I'm, too, a big fan of McDonough and McElroy, that crew. I'd have them in Norman. I'd have Joe Tess in Columbia, much to Scott and a lot of the show's dismay. And then I'd of course have Fowler and Herbstreit down in Baton Rouge. I don't know how they're all laid out, but
that's probably the way it's laid out.
Yeah,
I would think. I mean, can you imagine if Tess and Gus did a game together?
Is it Mark Jackson?
Oh, hang on. I'm not quite there yet. I'm working on it. No, I don't think you can get it Mark Jackson. The ABC Saturday games.
Yeah.
You've got the 3 crews that are going to be on the ABC Saturday games.
I don't know. You got a ranked versus ranked matchup on ESPN at 2:30. That could get the Joe Tess treatment.
Yeah. I mean, I see that McAfee's in Nashville. I mean, obviously game day's going to be there.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of buzz for that game.
Do you think Herbstreit and Fowler ever thought they would do a game from Nashville?
They're not doing the game.
I know, but I'm saying, game day's there, so it's close enough. Do you think they ever thought they would do one? You got, for Alabama, South Carolina, Joe Tessitore, Jesse Palmer, Katie George.
Yeah, that's the way I would do it. It's Fowler and Herbstreit jumping a plane and heading down to...
I bet you...
while you do that, tell us about our friends at Hemp Hill LT, and we'll give you the announcers for the big games tomorrow, and then jump in to talk about that Oklahoma game. Missouri Vandy, and then Ole Miss Oklahoma.
205-229-2090. Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there awaiting your call. Tell them the next round sent you. Doesn't matter what the problem is, heating, cooling, plumbing, any of these issues arise in your home or business. They are ready to serve you. Trust the name Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all in any of these issues. 205-229-2090. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
By the way, the best the scouts who are starting to scout, Ty Simpson. Have you seen the former NFL quarterback comp that is being dropped on Ty Simpson the most? If he had half this career.
Former NFL quarterback being dropped on Ty. I don't know.
I know the answer to this. I don't really see the comp. Do you?
I don't know. I'm bad at that. I'm really bad at that.
I am too, but I'm bad at saying who does this guy look like and then coming up with a guy. But when somebody says this guy looks like this guy, I can normally say, I see that. I don't see that in this one.
Drew Brees is what's getting.
I don't see that.
Yeah.
I mean, now you would love that if you're Ty Simpson. It's a Hall of Fame career, but
one of the best to do it.
Yeah, I'm not saying that as a insult to Drew Brees. I just don't see the comp.
Brees is just one of those undersized guys that was so accurate. At Purdue, more deep balls and then more intermediate when he was in Sean Payton's offense.
So what are you saying? That's not Ty Simpson right now. That sounds like Ty Simpson. He is a little undersized, right?
I don't know. Is he?
I thought he's 6'2".
I think
6'2".
Is
that not undersized by NFL?
6'2" is just fine.
I think that's about normal now.
Tua's 6'1", and he can't see his receivers.
That's right.
But, Brees was knocking at 6 feet.
Yeah.
But, you're right. If he has half the career Drew Brees has.
Oh, my gosh.
But accuracy and things like that, intermediate passing, that's what has been so good. Brown, do you have any luck? If not, no big deal. We move on.
It's such a pain to do this. I don't know why these are so hard to find.
It's okay. We really can move on. Let's talk
Missouri
and Vanderbilt coming up this weekend. Cut number 9, if you can, Tyler. Here's Eli Drinkwitz, who, by the way, is starting to have to deal with his name being floated around, possibly at Penn State, possibly at Florida, possibly at Auburn if that comes open. Possibly at LSU if that comes open.
But, this becomes, and I talked to our friend Chip and Zay yesterday about this, I think it's more digestible if you're a Florida fan. I had a Florida fan that I know reached out a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about Drink to Gainesville, and he's like, don't speak it into existence. I could not handle it.
Right.
But if he actually not only beats Vanderbilt, but if he somehow got to a college football playoff, it's got to become more digestible.
Here's Eli on the fact that College Game Day is at Missouri Vandy this weekend.
College Game Day is coming to a Mizzou game for the first time in 11 years. They've only covered Mizzou 6 times. I'm curious, does that amplify the stage itself at all, or does that change anything in preparation or make the game even bigger?
Is it in First Bank Stadium?
I'm not sure where it is this week.
Doesn't affect anything then for us. We're the road team. So we'll show up, we'll go to the visitors' locker room, we'll walk out on the field and play the game. Whatever else they got for their fans there is up to them, but it doesn't affect us. I don't even think they want to talk to us.
Wow. Okay. We're gonna be chip on the shoulder, little old Missouri Eli Drinkwitz, huh?
Well, I mean, the one thing he really hasn't accomplished is, I mean, there's a lot, obviously, but the things that he can next step it is winning quality games on the road. And, you know, the Auburn game, that was a quality win. I mean, say what you want about where Auburn is right now. It was a good win.
It's a good win.
Pribula struggles to me to be a quality passer.
4 picks last 2 games against Alabama and Auburn. The previous 5 games before, only 3 picks. So turnovers have become a problem for him.
All of a sudden, Ahmad Hardy's numbers not what they were before the last 2 games.
Well, I mean, he's run up against 2 good defenses, which, I mean, not without note that his numbers immediately fell off when he played Alabama and Auburn. And the one thing Auburn's got is rush defense. They can stop the run.
Vanderbilt, a very confident team now after they beat LSU. And it's not just Diego Pavia. Having seen that team in person, Cedric Alexander is a great running back. Eli Stowers is going to be an NFL tight end. I mean,
no, and they've got a physical offensive line. You know, I forgot if it was their left guard or tackle that actually pancaked 2 guys on 1 play last week. Like, you just don't see that from Vanderbilt past offensive lines. I do think this Vanderbilt team is legitimate. I think Missouri is very legitimate. It's strength on strength. Missouri and defense travels the 12th best rush defense right now in college football, giving up less than 3 yards per game. And you look at Vanderbilt, they're one of the best rushing teams, averaging over 6 yards a carry.
You know what I look at every time I watch Vanderbilt is because of Roman Harper, that one offensive lineman that's got the belly tattoo.
Yeah.
I mean, Harp is right. It's all you can see when you see that guy. And you're like, well, that's how I know Vanderbilt has changed.
Yeah. More of the Buffalo Wild Wings break line pick 3, nextroundlive.com. You can go play Ole Miss at Oklahoma. Fact number 1 in this game. Oklahoma's defense is better than Georgia's defense. Fact.
Oklahoma maybe have the best defense in the Southeastern Conference.
Yeah,
I mean, the one game is Texas where you're like, maybe it didn't measure up like you thought it would.
I mean, when you're sitting this deep in the season, you're only giving up 9.4 points per game, second best in the FBS, says a lot. But there is something going on with this offense, and I think it's easy to go back to the thumb surgery, and maybe they rush Mateer back, too soon. But, through the first 3 games, they were averaging almost 500 yards of offense. Now they're averaging just a little over 300 yards of offense the last 3 games.
And that is going to have an impact on your defense. The less productive your offense is, the less aggressive you can be defensively. I mean, one bad blitz against Ole Miss, and the band's playing.
You brought it up, or maybe you brought it up last week and talked about when does, and I think it was Auburn, when your offense is playing really bad, when does the defense give up? I saw that last night with the Minnesota Vikings against the Chargers.
Yeah, in the second and the fourth
and I
quarter.
think it's gotten to a point in back-to-back games where you had one of the best offense and defense combos last year, but the offense with Carson Wentz isn't picking up the slack. Defense kind of tapped out, and you just wonder when this starts happening this college football season.
Yeah, I wonder about the confidence of Trinidad Chambliss. He did not have a good fourth quarter against Georgia, and where is his confidence level right now in this game?
And that's something Brent Venables has been looking at all week long. Trinidad Chambliss. We don't know if you'll see Austin Simmons. Chambliss expected to start, but Venables says there's something about Chambliss that gets a little bit under your skin.
The quarterback is just fabulous, man. He's a winner. Being a former national champion, he had over 4,000 yards and 51 touchdowns in one season. Most guys go through the whole career, don't hit those numbers, but 5 straight games of over 250 yards a game passing. First Ole Miss quarterback that's done that since Eli Manning, and he's thrown for just under 1,600 yards, 8 touchdowns, only one interception on the year. He's rushed for 323 yards, so about 50 yards a game, just enough to kind of piss you off, and 5 touchdowns. But I really got great respect for how they play.
Yeah,
It's
just enough to piss you off. Now, obviously, Brown likes Oklahoma giving the points. I like Oklahoma giving the points. Let's do your pick 3 now, Lance, if you have yours ready to go here. I thought I saw it on the dry erase board. No play on Oklahoma, Ole Miss?
No, my favorite game of the day is probably Missouri plus the 2.5. I think, and I've seen this thing chopped up to 3.5. So much like Fuhrman said, if you can get this thing 3+, jump all over it. I think Missouri wins the game outright. I've got the Iowa Hawkeyes. They have been completely as good as Minnesota has been this year defensively. I think Iowa wins it with defense. They've lost 9 of 10 to the Iowa Hawkeyes. They're 1-8 against the number their last 9 out against Iowa. This Iowa defense, top 10 scoring defense. I think they get it done there in Iowa City. And then finally, Miami playing just one of the worst teams. And I don't know how Stanford's coming off this win, Florida State.
Yeah, that's a great question.
But I think Miami, 13th scoring defense, only giving up 15 points per game. Carson Beck bounces back in a big way, and this Stanford offense is awful, only averaging 19 points per game. So big number, one of the biggest I've ever laid on the pick 3 and 29.5, but this game won't be close.
Ooh, that's a big number, but you feel confident with that. That's Lance's play there. We'll get to Forrester and Brooks coming up in our final part of our final segment in the next moment of the show.
I've got the answer. I've done too much work not to come back to this on the announcers.
On the announcers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ole Miss, Oklahoma is going to be Sean McDonough, Greg McElroy, 11 a.m. ABC.
As I projected.
2:30 ABC, Joe Tessitore and Jesse Palmer have Alabama and South Carolina. Okay. At that same time, 2:30 ESPN, Bob Wischusen and Louis Riddick have Missouri Vanderbilt. Herb Street and Fowler are on the primetime Texas A&M LSU game at 6:30 on ABC.
Yeah.
Auburn, Arkansas, how you know your team is not playing good this season. Dave Neal is your play-by-play guy on the SEC Network with Fozzie Whitaker as your analyst.
Oh, our buddy Fozzie.
Oh, Fozzie, 11:45 on the Auburn game. No shot at Dave Neal there, even though it sounded like it. Dave, if he were being honest, probably tell you he's been paid to watch more bad football than anybody that's ever lived.
But by his standard, really good game.
He had a ranked game not long ago. I can't remember who it was, but he was doing a game, and I'm like, oh, my gosh, Dave Neal's getting to do a ranked team.
Yeah, it was.
Well, when you have so many ranked teams play.
No, true. It is the SEC. At some point, he's going to get one, right?
Yeah, but it was somebody in Vandy, wasn't it?
Maybe. Was it top 25 versus top 25? It might have been like a top 25 matchup. How Dave Neal hasn't had a top 25 matchup forever. This is the first one ever, maybe.
Who did South Carolina lose to earlier this year on the road?
All of them. Who did they lose to?
Did he have South Carolina, Oklahoma?
Maybe.
No, I don't know.
No.
By the way, if you're ever guessing where Tom Hart, Cole Kublik, and Jordan are, just guess Kentucky.
Oh, they see a lot of Kentucky football.
They do.
They? Yeah.
Tennessee at Kentucky, 6:45, maybe a good game. SEC Network. That crew's so good.
They are,
and they sometimes get bracketed into a lot of Kentucky games.
I see them almost every week, but I don't ever really hear them. And I hate it because Tom is so good as a play-by-play guy. Yeah. But I just never have volume up on that game hardly.
There was a great Reddit thread, college football Reddit this past week, coming off last weekend, that asked if Cole Kublik is the most underrated analyst on college football television.
Oh, I think Cole does a tremendous job. Yeah. Again, I just never get to hear Cole. Because
it's normally a side TV.
Yeah, it's a side TV. I mean, I see Cole every week. Like he's going. I don't know if you've noticed this. I don't know if y'all have watched. During the game, he's removed his sport coat now. He's just dress shirt sideline Cole.
Yeah, I think he's there for a while.
I thought he had the sports coat on this past week because it was fantastic.
He puts it back on for interviews.
It was a blue and white checker.
Yeah, it was.
It was a fantastic sports coat.
When he does the halftime interview, he's got the sport coat back on, and then postgame got it on, but. On the sidelines, when he's over by his TV doing whatever they do there, sport coat off, we go button up.
I wish they had the rover for him that they did one year on Monday Night Football. Yeah, because it's setting somewhere. That rover, just be there for Cole's rover. Texas A&M and LSU, the prime time game. Texas A&M, the last unbeaten team in the SEC. We probably don't talk about that enough, right?
Well, I mean, look, Dorian kind of opened my eyes. I should have looked at this before, but Lance, when you look at who they've really beaten in the SEC, it's the dregs of the league right now. It's Florida, it's Arkansas, it's Auburn.
I told you guys last week they're going to go 3-3 down the stretch.
You did.
Now, they got past Arkansas, but I mean, and look, I know it's a new era with Mike Elko, but they haven't beaten multiple teams, ranked teams on the road since 2014. And now it starts right here with LSU. And, we mentioned the fact that Brian Kelly, say what you want about the tenure so far at LSU, but he's 20-1 under the lights in Tiger Stadium. I think it's a great spot for LSU. I don't know how they manufacture offense, but they got to figure it out because if you take away Southeast Louisiana, This is crazy. LSU's offense has not scored more than 24 points on anyone.
I will just point out real quickly, because there's just too much Bama in me. 20-1 under the lights. Who's his one loss to, Brian Kelly?
Alabama.
It would be Alabama.
Alabama. Just checking.
There's a win in there, too, over Alabama.
Yeah.
You should note.
No, it was under Nick. Against Nick Saban.
Against Nick Saban. He's never beaten Kalen DeBoer under the lights.
Yeah. Marcel Reed, though, has been really, really good. More importantly, has been the portal receivers, Concepcion and Craver. My question is, can LSU's secondary live up to their portal billing? Can they slow down Concepcion and Craver? They've struggled a little bit at pass defense at times.
Yeah, overall, though, you look statistically at what LSU's been able to do defensively. They've done all the heavy lifting.
BYU, Iowa State, big game. As the Clones are coming off a bye, BYU's got to come down from the Holy War. Their big win last week, it was a Bear Bachmeier coming out party, but here comes Rocco Beck off of a bye week. And maybe off of his worst game of the year against Colorado. Who do you like, BYU, Iowa State?
Matt Campbell, you can't overstate what a great job he's done in Ames. They're 15-5 straight up over their last 20. Their defense has been carrying them because the Iowa State offense really misses two receivers now playing on Sundays for the Texans. But Bear Bachmeier has done something nobody else in college football has done this year. 5 games with a passing and rushing touchdown, most in the FBS.
The old dual threat, Bear Bachmeier, huh?
As a true freshman. I had no expectation for Bear Bachmeier, and he's played really, really well.
He didn't even have the job. We talked with John Summerall on the show yesterday. Retzlaff wasn't going until July, right?
Yeah, he'd be a bench jockey right now if the guy hadn't left.
Does it surprise you guys that BYU under Kalani Sitake is 7-0 in back-to-back seasons for the first time in school history?
That does surprise me because
those schedules back in the day.
Yeah, I always thought they were men among boys in the old WAC back in the day.
So LaVell Edwards never had back-to-back 7-0 starts.
Never.
Huh?
Wow,
that is very surprising to me.
Help me with my memory. Did they schedule one good out-of-conference game?
I remember them playing a lot of those, kickoff classics.
Yeah.
I remember them playing a lot of those one-offs.
I used to really like LaVell Edwards BYU teams. I used to enjoy watching those.
It seems like they would also jump in and play a Pac-12 team early before the conference.
Well, I remember BYU Washington a lot.
Yeah.
BYU, UCLA.
Yeah. He had a good run there. 79 through 84, they were a national power. 11-1, 12-1, 11-2. He threw in an 8-4, but then 11-1 and 13-0. They were independents, right, back then? They were an independent.
Or WAC. I can't remember.
So they controlled their own schedule, and was that frequently I know in their national championship year, it was a huge criticism of them that they didn't play anybody that year. I don't think they played a ranked team that entire season. In fact, I'm looking at it right now. They did not play a single – I'll take that back. They played at Pitt to open the year.
They were in the WAC in 79.
Yeah.
They were in the WAC in 80. They were in the WAC in 81. So I think WAC is your answer. Yeah. WAC in 82.
It was before you had as many games available, and you would frequently get that late-night BYU game, and it was the only thing that was on. There were very few primetime games.
They were in the WAC.
Yeah.
WAC when they won the national championship.
They were kind of fun back in the day.
Yeah,
so absolutely. I'm glad Sitake's got them back good. I like watching BYU.
Houston, Arizona State, UCLA, Indiana, South Florida, Memphis, Michigan, Michigan State, Illinois, Washington, Baylor, Cincinnati. We'll get thoughts on that. Get to trash and the picks from the back row coming up. The show being brought to you by Sleep Home Alabama CPAP Plus. I'm telling you, if you're looking for a sleeper pick tonight, the Toronto Blue Jays.
You like that,
Blue
Lance.
Jays.
You like it.
Obviously, home dog tonight against the L.A. Dodgers in their quest to become the first back-to-back World Series champion since
the New York Yankees of 98-99.
In 98 through 2000.
How about that?
Yeah.
It's been a
Good
long
call,
time.
Jimmy.
Hey, first back-to-back World Series first World Series champion to play in a World Series in back-to-back years since 2009 with the Phillies. Alabama's best home sleep testing and CPAP does reside with our friends at CPAP Plus. 5 locations for Woody and Joe O'Neill throughout Alabama, Birmingham, Trussville, Pelham, Foley, Troy. $199 home sleep test. Here's the great thing. No lab, no insurance, just easy-to-wear fingertip devices, clinically validated that connect to your smartphone, complete with the physician's interpretation of your results. To view Alabama's best home sleep testing and CPAP, just go to sleephomealabama.com.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt, can't work, don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place, nextround.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt, you can look your best by shopping with us at nextround.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with nextround.store.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Pants Store bringing you the picks from the guys on the back row, and then we'll get to more games and trash. The Pants Store, by the way, interesting story before I tell you about the Pants Store at ESPN.com. I'm just getting bits and pieces of it, Brown. I'm seeing the headline. Apparently, they talked to coaches about favorite food.
Oh, boy.
Deion Sanders likes his steaks well done.
I mean, look.
If the headline is correct.
Look, this is also a guy that asked for literally Heinz 57 in a steakhouse in Atlanta.
I always say the best way to cook a steak is the way you like it.
That's right.
That's the best way to cook a steak. To me, well done has a zero flavor. You cook all the juice out of it, but that's the way you like it. That's the best way to cook a steak.
Personal liberties, right?
That's right. Personal
well
liberties.
done steaks.
Going back to yesterday.
Our friends at the Pants Store really enjoy the opportunity to help you for the holidays coming up. You can jump in and get great team wear. Alabama and Auburn for the men and women in your life, the young men, young women, old men, old women. kids. They got it all. Panstore.com. Great locations as well, from Huntsville to Auburn, Tuscaloosa, all over Birmingham. And you can order online, panstore.com. Bama and Auburn polos and hats and quarter zips and a lot more. Famous name brands like Horn Legend, Cutter and Buck, Antigua and Gentile. Nothing says War Eagle or Roll Tide like the Pants Store. Those fall boots for the ladies. They've got the dresses, the rompers, the platforms, the sneakers, the clear purses that'll get you through security on game day, both football and basketball season, and the free alterations and the free gift wrapping. Pantsstore.com, pantsstore.com. Before we get back to the games, the standings we showed you earlier, so let's just get right to the picks before we get entertained and being able to see Forrester's AI budget of $19.99 a month.
It's one of my favorite things we do each week.
Let's get Brooks's pick first. Brooks, he's better at this than he is the upset alert. He is moving up the standings. Brooks, how you doing, buddy?
Well, I'm actually moving up the upset alert standings and down these standings. So
technically, until you move out of last place, you don't move up. You're just closer.
Well, I was in second outright a few weeks ago. I've had a couple of bad weeks in a row on this. So
no, I'm talking about upset alert.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, you said you were moving up the upset alert. You're closer to moving out of the last place slot.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, this week I'm going to go with 2 Power 4 games and then kind of one off the beaten path. I'm going to take the Washington Huskies -3.5 versus Illinois. I like that game at home for them.
Okay.
I'm going to go Southern Miss -12.5 at home versus ULM. ULM is 131st in scoring offense and are dead last in the Sun Belt in scoring offense. Southern Miss is at home.
Good for you on that game is I think I sort of like ULM, so I'm pretty bad. I was 8-20 in my office pool last week against the spread. 28 games, 8-20, dead last out of 198 players.
Oh wow! Yeah, Southern Miss unbeaten in conference play, looking to move to 4-0 in the Sun Belt. And I like Baylor +4.5. Cincinnati ranked 96th nationally in pass defense. Baylor first in the nation in pass offense. So I like them on the road as a 4.5 point
track
dog.
meet.
I like that pick.
Can I just dovetail off something Brooks just said? We probably haven't talked enough about the job Charles Huff has done year one at Southern Miss. Now, it's Marshall South. He brought half his roster with him, but to Brooks's point, they were awful. They were awful. That guy's turned that program around fairly quickly.
Yeah, 100% in contention there. That gets us to Forrester, who leads the way in our pick 3, and he entertains us, as he always does, with a little help from artificial intelligence.
All right, so the line in all 3 of my games is 2.5.
This is your 2.5 point play of the year.
That's right. All right, Vandy, Mizzou.
Is that Broadway?
Who's
I like Vandy -2.5. Texas A&M, LSU. I like LSU plus the 2.5. And then Auburn, Arkansas. Give me the Hogs -2.5.
Oh, who's he giving 5 to?
That's Diego's mom.
Oh, that's mom.
Oh.
That's Miss
or
Pavia?
at least somebody who looks a lot like Diego's mom.
All right, that
Brian Kelly stomping grapes.
Yeah, gonna leave Hugh Freeze in smoke.
Check that oil
in the neck brace.
Burning a little rich out of that.
Yeah, Theo Vaughn.
Vaughn.
Get you somebody that looks at you like Theo Vaughn looks at Diego. Yeah,
definitely looking at Diego's mom.
God, I love your AI, Scott.
Thanks.
That's the best. That one, Billy Napier raising for the dead, and Trent Dilfer hitting range balls on the football field are my favorites.
Does that mean one of these coaches is getting fired?
Could. It could.
It's quite possible in the last graphic here, I think.
Did we get another Halloween firing?
That is frequently mentioned in the YouTube chat that, like, are we in the window? Friday would be a weird time to fire a coach.
They can't do it on a Friday.
Are we in the window to fire a coach while we're dressed up for Halloween?
Wait, are we
Friday?
supposed to dress up this year?
No, I think we do it every year. Let's do it. Why? What's your problem?
I mean, we hadn't even talked about it. We're a week out.
Well, it's Halloween. I thought it was
just
a given.
assumed.
Yeah, we do it every year.
I asked him about it earlier this week.
I said the same thing. We do it every year. If you two, I'm going to do it. If you two want to be fuddy-duddies and not participate in something our
you've apparently already
somebody that's going to help me make a costume.
Yeah,
We're doing it.
You have prepared.
Oh, I have. Yeah. We do it every year.
I did. We have not talked about this at all.
But we do it every year. I didn't know it had to be talked about.
I was thinking about going on a lake trip with Maggie. I was going to take a vacation day. But
you're fine. You did that last year. You
was
just
in
went on
Vegas last
vacation.
year.
You didn't participate.
Yeah.
Lance was great last year. It was Eric Dickerson.
Yeah.
So are you out of town next Friday?
I don't know. I hadn't decided yet. I'm not saying it depends on whether we're supposed to wear a costume or not. But
Didn't realize we were taking off days during the season.
That used to be a rule.
It's never been a rule, but that was an excellent invitation right there.
Back to the
great invitation.
It was a good invitation.
Before we do, let's go ahead and do trash. We'll finish up the conversations about the pick 3 on the other side. But you can play the games like Forrester and Brooks just did at nextroundlive.com. Nextroundlive.com. The Storm Restoration Roofing brings you trash today. Greg from Pell City's our man, right? Greg from Pell City will climb up that ladder, get on your roof, and give you a free, no-cost roof inspection. Absolutely free, no obligation. The reason Greg does this is because he's a father of 10. He and his wife, Andrea, own the company, and they understand there aren't a lot of things left in life that are free. So he wants to give you that free, no-cost roof inspection. You can go to his website to get details about his company, stormrestorationroofing.com, stormrestorationroofing.com. You can call his cell number, the one you see on the screen, 205-542-3531, or just go to Facebook and reach out. Greg from Pell City right there. A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. He handles storm damage, repairs, roofing replacement, and anything when it comes like your roof aging out. He'll do that as well. He's got a builder's license, so he can help with the restoration and repairs himself. He's great with insurance agents because he's been locally owned for over 20 years. He's Greg from Pell City, 205-542-3531. Our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing.
Any attempt to restrict drinking and driving here is viewed by some as downright undemocratic.
They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to. You have to wear a seatbelt when you're driving. Pretty soon we're going to be calling this country.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Just knocked a Bud Light out first of a Friday.
Was
Picked
that
some
easy
up
to drink?
This week. It was easy to drink, and it definitely was enjoyable. Pick up some this weekend, whatever college campus you're heading to. We start first with Hollywood action icon Tom Cruise. He is reportedly devastated following his breakup with actress Ana de Armas, which, I mean, you know, I'd be a little banged up too.
Yeah, but Tom's going through them, hasn't he?
Now, sources have claimed the actor fears he, quote, may be undateable. Insiders close to the star shared the 63-year-old actor had, quote, high hopes for his relationship with the actress. He was apparently considering the 37-year-old star as a potential fourth wife. But after what sources describe as a messy split, Cruise is said to be left embarrassed and heartbroken. Now, dating earlier this year, insiders told the National Enquirer that de Armas quickly swept off her feet by the allure of Cruise's star power. Now, she went from Ben Affleck to what they call a huge movie star. I think both are pretty big, maybe not as big as Tom Cruise. She said it was, quote, exciting, and her friends described him as charming and attentive. Now, sources say everything seemed perfect for de Armas. Things reportedly changed once the initial thrill faded. Eventually, Cruise's intensity and desire for control began to strain the relationship, making de Armas feel, quote, suffocated and micromanaged. I could see Tom Cruise be a micromanager in the relationship.
Yeah, I could too. He's a micro a lot of things if you look at the photos, but I could see him being very, very controlling.
Would you say most relationships, men micromanage them?
I would say, nah, I don't know. I wouldn't think.
I think it's probably 50-50.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say 50-50 because there's some that probably don't have a micromanager on either side, but of micromanagers.
I mean, yeah, there's micromanagers on the woman's side. You know that, Dunaway.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's been through Mimi Rogers, Nicole Kidman, and Katie Holmes already, as far as
that's
the
a lot
marriages.
of people. Yeah, that's all three.
That is all three. I think Tom would be okay solo, right?
I would think he would do all right. I mean, he's got a lot of money. I mean, I think the ladies think Tom's a good-looking guy. If you're into tall guys, he's not going to be your cup of tea.
No, but he's got kind of that Hoka sole on. Give him another inch
He
or two.
does. He's got lifts in those, doesn't he? Those are 100% lift shoes, aren't they?
He needs to get up to 5'5".
What is he actually, 5'4"?
I think he's like 5'5" or 5'6".
Yeah, I think he's 5'6".
Yeah.
That plastic
Shorter than
surgery is
me.
going to start looking bad at some point here.
I mean, you can tell finally in the latest Mission Impossible that he looked a little older.
Oh, he's finally starting to show his age?
Now, he might do one of those. What is the recycling of the blood? The Hollywood elite do it?
Transfusions?
There's transfusions, and then there's blood doping, which is what Lance Armstrong
No,
got
this
caught
is
with.
it's called something else. I mean, you can look it up whenever, but
You
like
talking
the
about,
Hollywood elite.
adrenochrome, like the eyes wide shut type stuff.
Maybe, but I mean, they're completely recycling their blood. I guarantee you Tom Cruise has done that.
I'm going to look this up. Blood recycling?
Yeah.
And they do it a lot in Hollywood?
Yeah. The 1%ers.
Blood recycling in body. I mean, just calls it blood recycling.
Yeah, I can get the term for you. Now, Uber has revealed that it will start paying drivers to complete, quote, digital tasks to help with AI.
Apheresis?
Maybe.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
But it isn't available to everyone just yet. Now, AI has started impacting plenty of jobs across the world. Restaurants started using AI to construct menus, even cook bits of food, while car manufacturers have those robotic arms to fit certain parts of the car. As it becomes increasingly widespread online as well, other fields are looking to adapt and bring AI into their world. That includes Uber, who won't offer AI-driven cars yet, but will put their army of drivers to work in building up AI. Now, I'm a little confused here. Is the Waymo not part of Uber?
Is what?
The Waymo.
I think it's its own company.
The only Waymo I ever booked
was through Uber, right?
Uber.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Me too.
Yeah. I was on the Uber app, and it offered me Waymo as a choice, and the person I was with says, ooh, you've got Waymo as a choice. That means you're a really good Uber customer. You've got high ratings. I was like, well, thank you. I've worked very hard to get here.
I don't have high ratings, and I got it twice.
Yeah, I got it too.
You don't have high ratings as a passenger?
I don't think I do.
What have you done poorly?
I just think I'm
I want to go that way.
middle of the road.
One piss and an Uber.
Well, I mean, all you did was vomit one time, right?
I think I'm 9.4 or whatever.
Oh, you vomited in somebody's car?
Oh, I was messing with it. You didn't vomit.
No.
I was going to say that should get you banned.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about my marriage. You can't say I threw up in an Uber now. Come on.
Yeah, we got
that's a
like
bridge
somewhere.
too far.
Yes.
Yeah,
I would say that I think it's just location of Waymos.
Yeah, it may be, but the person that was with me said if you're offered that, it means you've got a high Uber rating.
Yeah, I don't think there's a Waymo that I know of in Birmingham. There were a bunch in Atlanta when we were over there.
Bet you, if I had to guess.
Because we all ended up getting one SEC Media Days
That was the time it happened,
separately,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
If there were Waymos in Birmingham, they would be missing hubcaps by the end of the day.
I would, if I had to wager a guess, Waymo probably shares revenue with Uber on the ones that get booked through Uber. I bet you that's the deal.
Now, starting in the middle of October, which is past this point now, Uber drivers in the U.S. will be offered, quote, digital tasks that they can complete while they wait for their next job. These digital jobs include things like scanning a restaurant menu to upload it, completing narrations, sending voice recordings to themselves. These likely will take a minute or two each, so they aren't too time consuming. Drivers will make a few extra dollars for each one they complete, so it's not like you're going to be able to start living off the AI collection side hustle. They're still going to have the passenger drop-offs, food delivery as well. Some people are saying this is very dystopian.
Hey,
It is a little.
Real quickly, TV3. What's in his backdrop? Is this Mike McCarthy? What's
That's
his
Mike
name?
McCarthy.
Mike
It's-
McCarthy.
well, there's a Lombardi trophy.
But the two figures that are down below the Lombardi Trophy.
No, those are
photos.
pictures.
Yeah.
They're photos.
I know. I see what you're
Of the
saying. When
family.
you're
photos, but they look scary because they're washed out.
The photo on the left looks like a doll head, but
Yeah,
it is a
and it
photo.
almost looks like dolls peering over looking at Mike McCarthy, who looks today like a truck driver.
He really does.
Yeah, I because it's Halloween season. I was like, has he put up some Halloween decorations next to the Lombardi Trophy?
He does have that Lombardi very, very prominently located, though.
I don't blame him.
That's a replica, though, right? I mean,
He keeps eating. His head is going to explode.
He does. He's got that thick head.
It seems really big. I think that is a photo
of a Lombardi.
I think it's a photo of a scene that is now his backdrop on Uber.
Okay.
on Zoom.
What are we mixing stories? Back to the first story.
Waymo.
We could not be more all over the place. The first story, Evo 2, Lance. EVO2.
That is the blood?
That's how you cleanse your blood, I'm told.
But I think it's like crazy expensive.
Probably so. If it's only Hollywood elite, the 1% of the 1%.
Now, a wild, quote, but very polite, possibly lonely black bear recently paid a visit to his neighbors at a Northern California zoo. Before opening for the day, staff at the Sequoia Park Zoo in Eureka conducted a routine inspection of the Redwood Skywalk, a self-guided tour of local redwood history and ecology, when they were surprised by a unique visitor. on the tour trail was a wild American black bear leaning on a gate to peer in at 3 black bears in their habitat within the park.
Is that sad?
A little bit. He wanted some friends. Now, the wild bear...
He wanted them out.
Did not appear aggressive, was observed interacting. No, he actually came into the park, into the zoo, from the wild to actually make friends with the 3 other bears.
That's what I'm saying. He sees them trapped, and he's like, let me see if I can figure out a way to get these guys out.
Now, directly behind the zoo is a wooded area of Eureka's 60-acre Sequoia Park. That's where the bear is believed to have come from. I don't think he came from East L.A.
He didn't fly in.
Employees are accustomed to seeing wildlife such as skunks, raccoons, squirrels, opossums from around the zoo, as well as the wild black bear, foxes, and even the river otters. But, however, this is the first time a wild bear has appeared within the facility.
What
So
are you
they
laughing at,
escorted
Tyler?
it out.
What are you laughing at?
Oh, no, the whole back room just laughed at the same time at possum.
No, it's a long-running
It
discussion on this show. Most people just call it a possum, but I think if you use the whole thing, it's a possum, not opossum. That's what I think, but I've been told I'm wrong about this.
Okay. Yeah, if I read it, I'll go opossum. If I see it in the wild, I'll call it a possum.
Yeah, just call it a possum, but I think if you use the actual God-given name, it's a possum.
And finally, Taco
Brown's
Bell.
faking saying possum. He's just a possum.
A possum.
Else he's all in on opossum.
Yeah, opossum.
Yeah.
All in on Taco Bell some
Yes,
weekends
sir.
as well.
Boy, we had a friend tell us we have overrated the Mexican pizza, and I don't think that's true. I didn't even respond to the text.
Yeah, he was the one that was on a work trip eating Mexican pizzas.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have never heard of the Baja Blast pie. Now, I know the Baja Blast is a big drink for all the teenagers out there. They absolutely love it. But they are going to bring the Baja Blast pie. It's going nationwide this November, just in time for Thanksgiving, everybody. Now, the Baja Blast pie starts with a graham cracker crust layered with a tropical Baja Blast flavored custard, topped with a generous swirl of whipped cream.
It's going to be a hard
they're
pass
gonna
for
roll
me.
this thing out. $19.99 for a whole pie.
You know, there's something about food color. Like, I went to an Indian joint not far from where I live, and I was really excited about it, but the food color just put me off. Like, all Indian food, or not all Indian food, but a lot of Indian food is just kind of a different color. It's like this weird orange. I don't know. I can't explain it, but food color sometimes.
The curry? Is it not the curry?
But I like curry. That's the weird thing. I don't hate curry, but just, I don't know. Their food was all this. I just didn't enjoy
The
it.
Baja Blast pie, you're going to shit a dragonfly.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
it's going to be very colorful.
Yeah, I just a dragonfly. It's kind of that's an image. The color of that Dunaway, I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, is it not just a cheesecake that is flavored like a Baja?
Yeah, pretty much.
Blast?
They said
or
if
more
you
like a lemon ice box or a key lime pie. It's that sort of yogurt custard sort of deal.
Yeah, if you want to leave it kind of room temp, it'll be more of a custard. If you freeze it, it'll be more of the cheesecake. I'll tell you, last night I had a slice of apple pie from the New York Butcher Shop and put some of the Jenny salted caramel ice cream on it.
Oh my Lord, Lance.
So freaking
What were you
good.
celebrating?
So good. You're the one that eats dessert for lunch.
You say that all the time.
You
I
do.
can't tell you the life.
I have never been a place with you.
That is not true. You
no,
can't say.
where it's been offered and you have said no thanks. That's true.
You do something with Lance once and you're labeled for life with him. You eat dessert with lunch. I might have done that one time with you.
That is our trash today, brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. This final run of college football conversation brought to you by Champy's right there on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Sterling and the crew down there. Mississippi mud pie is made in-house there if you're looking for a dessert at lunch, Brownie. Also, the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales and the Southern fried chicken that's juicy down to the bone. Crispy, cooked to order, never setting under a lamp. That's the way Sterling rolls right there. It's our friend Sterling, Megan, the whole crew there. For over a decade, it's the same location, Champy's Chicken, champyschicken.com. Houston, Arizona State, big game in the Big 12. Arizona State back into the Big 12 race. Sam Levitt returned last week, got the big win. Now no Jordan Tyson. Can Houston and Connor Wegman win this game?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they can. I mean, their defense is playing really well, 19 points per game. They're covering as well under Willie Fritz, 6-2. Their last 8 out against the number. The Arizona State offense, even with Jordan Tyson and even, with Levitt not being 100%, they have struggled. I mean, the offense, 82nd in scoring offense, and I think a lot of this is no Cam Scatterboot.
Wegman is 12th in the Big 12 in passing, which you got to ball out to be high in the Big 12 in passing because everybody throws there. But he's not turning the ball over. 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions for Wegman. Willie Fritz kind of under the radar right now, the job he's doing at Houston this year.
One loss, better record than Arizona State. And, don't roll into Sun Devil Stadium and think you're just going to win. 10 straight wins for the Sun Devils.
By the way, the Arizona State DBs, I don't know if they liked Top Gun or not, but Miles Rouser, one corner, his nickname is Ghost. Adrian Wilson, his nickname is Boogie. So Ghost and Boogie on the corners. And they put that in their release. Miles Ghost Rouser and Adrian Boogie Wilson.
We need a sundown in Sun Devil Stadium.
Hey, by the way, if you've not done it, go look at the FBI, what do they call it, like the indictment, and all the nicknames of the mob guys that were involved in the Chauncey Billups deal. Like every one of them was like, Jim Dunaway, a.k.a. Lefty.
Oh.
Lance Taylor,
last
AKA.
night in Mob Wars, Philadelphia, a guy was Al Pajamas, and he was like, they called him Pajamas because he put so many people to sleep.
UCLA, Indiana, Nico got unlocked by the coaching change, but Mendoza's been your guy, and Surratt and Cooper has been unbelievable at wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, Mendoza, 3 games with 4 passing touchdowns and an 85% completion rate. Only Geno Smith has done that over the last 30 years. And you remember those high-powered offenses, West Virginia with Dana Holgerson. Signetti, kind of the opposite of what DeBoer has done in his first year plus. 16-0 versus unranked.
This feels like where it hits the wall, right? I mean, what UCLA has done under Tim Skipper and Jerry Neuheisel has been incredible through 3 games, but boy, it feels like it is going to come crashing down right here.
Watch the game time decision for Brendan Lewis, the Memphis quarterback who got lost here in Birmingham, injured early on. South Florida and Memphis, big game there. Can Memphis get back in winning ways?
Forrester says, Nico, I'm not going to say this.
Yeah, Michigan State. Michigan State and Michigan, they've split the last 12, but Michigan's won 3 in a row. You think Michigan State can put up a fight here?
Yeah, look, we've got to have an upset alert. I needed points. I mean, they've lost 5 straight Big Ten games by double digits, so Michigan State has not even been competitive. We'll see what happens.
Illinois and Washington in an elimination game for the playoffs, and Baylor and Cincinnati. Brooks likes Baylor on the back row. Underrated player in college football, maybe Brendan Sorsby, who's been responsible for 24 touchdowns. Interesting game there. We'll have all the reaction coming up for you on Monday's show. Don't forget Mick Gillespie on this platform right here with a post-game show following Alabama and South Carolina. So somewhere right after the 2:30 kick for Bama and South Carolina, when that game goes to 0, you can get right here and react at the next round. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.